Get ready for high school action on the place for local sports, The Score. Brought to you by Central Maine Community College. More than just a community college, over 40 academic degrees and certificates, and one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Just go to cmcc.edu. Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dog fees, where cars and trucks cost you less. Online at cmautogroup.com. By Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner, hammondlumber.com. Midstate Machine. Looking for a career? Check out the Machinist Development Program at midstateusa.com. Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Sales and service by a family that cares. Somerset Stone & Stove, offering quality gas, pellet, and wood stoves and hardscape products. 201 Tire, Battery, and Service, your tire and battery experts on the Augusta Vassalboro line. PJ Diggs, the excavation pros. If it's dirt, they do it. Renewal by Anderson, award-winning replacement windows and doors. Schedule your free consultation today. Assistance Plus, providing home care, behavioral health, and developmental services. Together, we can make a difference. Joseph's Market, Front Street, Waterville, famous for fine meats. The Harry J. Smith Company, 13 Sanger Avenue, Waterville, serving the Central Maine community for over 100 years. Computer Improvements, Water Street, Skowhegan, your headquarters for computer maintenance. Casella Waste, for your residential and commercial trash pickup. And by Dixon's Country Market in Benton, celebrating 10 years with 24-hour diesel service and the best takeout food around. Now, let's go live to Mike Violet and A.J. Knight.
Good afternoon and welcome to Charlie's Field at Maxwell Complex here in Winthrop for live coverage, audio and video. What a surprise, of the Class B North championship game between the Lawrence Bulldogs and the Cony Rams. Welcome to our broadcast. I'm Mike Violet. He's A.J. Knight. Sean Packard on the video today. Galen Neal on the field, getting some live shots and also some field video shots. And for those of you who are listening to us on the radio who want to watch this game, hashtag breaking news. We are on video at 1160thescore.com and centralmainsports.com and on our YouTube channel at Central Maine Sports. Please go and subscribe. That game will be video streamed. This game will be video streamed on all of our platforms.
Yeah, Mike fought like the Dickens. I think maybe threw a few punches. I can't say for sure, legally binding information, but made sure that we got us on the video, and apparently he's also going to do the game in a tundra.
Yes, I am in a tundra. I am literally, not that I'm complaining, but I am outside the press box on what I would call a grassy knoll here at Charlie's Field. AJ safely tucked inside. How did the oldest guy on the crew get stuck outside? I have no idea about that.
Let's be honest, Mike. Out of the two of us, if you were to ask someone who do you trust more in a survival situation, who's hardier, it's hands down to you. There's no question.
All right, so the teams that are here, it's really a classic contrast in matchups. A Cony team that's probably going to throw the ball, even with the win today, 30 or 40 times, and got here relying on the pass. And a Lawrence team, AJ, that loves to run the ball, probably going to run the ball or wants to run the ball 40 times and only throw A, if necessary, and B, to give the element of surprise.
Yeah, a little bit of play action occasionally. Usually we've seen it a few times. I think I added up in the last two broadcasts we've had for Lawrence, which was the game against Maslonsky and then, of course, the playoff game against Gardner. Hamlin is 8 for 12 in 2 games, and they scored 40-plus points in both those games. Yeah, I think that's 100% what they want to do. The weather seems to favor them, and let's not forget, granted, Cony was banged up the first time these two met in the regular season, but that night Lawrence ran the ball 60 times for 501 yards. Those are pretty good numbers.
Absolutely, and in talking to both coaches, and we had planned if we had done a radio-only broadcast, you would be hearing interviews with those coaches because we had to improvise on the fly here. That's not going to happen today. But in talking to both coaches as I did, they definitely emphasized, AJ, throw that first game right out the window.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. I mean, I've said a lot of times as we've kind of examined stats and kind of try to get trends for the season, you can't throw a game out. But I think even Lawrence would admit they just caught Cony, especially with the way Lawrence's offense is geared at the right time. That back seven was really beat up for the Rams, and Lawrence just really took advantage of it that night.
So how did these teams get here? Lawrence had a bye after finishing number 1 in the regular season. Cony had to play in the quarterfinals, and they blew out Mount Blue 53-6. Last weekend, in the semifinals, you saw and heard both games on the score. Lawrence rolled on Saturday over Gardner 42-7, and then Cony beat Messalonskee 28-14 to set up this matchup here this afternoon. Again, in talking to the coaches as I did yesterday, AJ, both teams are as healthy as they can be at this point of the season, of course, taking into account the plethora of injuries that Cony suffered in week 3.
Yes. No, and that's great news. I think both teams are playing some of the best football over the last, month and a half. I know Lawrence is on about a 4-game winning streak.
They're on a 4-game winning streak, 7 of 8, and Cony has won 6 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, and so they're both playing super well. The interesting thing, and I wonder if it gives – I don't think Lawrence, I think, is an experience in a program, but I think it gives people some pause in this. Obviously, Lawrence is the number 1 seed in the North coming in. But Cony's second quarter performance against Messalonskee, I think, made it very easy for people to say they want to pick Lawrence. Because, I mean, how many times do you throw 5 interceptions in a quarter and you still win comfortably?
I asked Coach B.L. Lippert of the Cony Rams, what is one key for your team today? He said not throw 5 interceptions in a quarter.
That's a good key. That is a very good – I mean, again, Cony lost the turnover battle at Messalonskee 6-3 and still limited the Messalonskee offense to 1 offensive touchdown.
All right, we are running a little bit late here in our setup and in our pregame show, so let's get a quick pregame break in. We will come back. Opening kickoff, Class B North Championship game. Lawrence and Cony, it's next on The Score.
Looking to begin or further your career in manufacturing and don't know where to start? Midstate Machine is in need of CNC machinists at our Winslow facility, where we manufacture components for some of the most exciting industries: aerospace, defense, power generation. I'm Jeremy Stanford, manufacturing manager, and I personally want to invite you to come learn about the great pay and benefits Midstate Machine has to offer. To apply, visit midstateusa.com. That's midstateusa.com, an equal opportunity employer. Come grow with us.
Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Over 40 academic degrees and programs recognized as some of the best in the United States. Nursing, criminal justice, forensic, psychology, IT, education, culinary arts, and so much more. Offering one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Plus, a top-seeded national champion producing athletics department. Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Find your passion. Go to cmcc.edu.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, and our Score crew back here live at Charlie's Field at Maxwell Complex. The national anthem today will be sung by the Cony Madrigals. And let's listen in.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red blaze, the bombs bursting in and gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Just a fantastic rendition of our national anthem done by The Cony Madrigals, or Madrigals, I'm not sure how they pronounce it up here in the booth.
I think it's madrigals.
Madrigals, okay. Thank you, AJ.
Musical term, I believe.
Madrigals, okay. I'm out of the loop there. So a fantastic job to set the tone here for this afternoon. And we are here at Charlie's Field today because of really extraordinary circumstances.
True.
The shooting in Lewiston has obviously caused major disruptions, life-changing for so many people. On a lower scale, it certainly has impacted and affected athletics in Maine. Although athletics, I think, have gone a long way toward helping the healing process, things have gotten backed up. So the game was originally scheduled to be held in Lewiston. And because of the situation that happened in Lewiston with the awful shooting, things have gotten backed up. They've got soccer there all day today. Also, Messalonsky was an option. Soccer is there all day today. So in talking to a couple of ADs, they told me this was the only turf field available between here and Bangor. So it had to be here. And so here we are on a glorious fall afternoon. It's cold, but it's okay. The wind is going to be a factor as we watch the captains gather at midfield and get the ground rules, if you will, from the officials. And the officials today, if I can get the paper to sit still, Jeff Mertzel is the referee today, one of the best in the business. Troy Hill is the umpire. Ralph Vittner is the back judge. The side judges are Dick LaCase and Bob Mullen. And the timer up here is David Vayu. Pre-game thoughts, AJ?
I think it'll be curious to see if I'm with you, and you obviously talked to Coach Lippert. Also wanted to put a pin in that. We had to pivot obviously from radio to video. Those interviews will go up on YouTube, and when you go to find this game in the vault at centralmainsports.com, underneath the video there's always like a description of stats and the final score. The links will be there too, so you can still find those interviews.
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting because the game will be in the books by then to hear what their pregame thoughts were.
100%. But I think it'll be interesting. I agree with you, and you obviously talked to Coach Lippert. Cony's going to fling the ball. I think, though, earlier this week, I should say, against Messalonsky, St. Ange has been a big factor in their success as they kind of retooled and had this win streak they've been on that has propelled them into the region championships. I'm curious to see if they at least attempt to be a little bit more balanced because he has been a big part of their offensive success as well.
He sure has, and he has proven to be a very effective runner for the Cony Rams as the injuries piled up. They lost Zach Heidel early on in that Week 3 loss. They also lost Rocco Napolitano in that loss, which was physically a real hospital ward after the game for the Cony Rams. For the Lawrence Bulldogs, talking to John Hersom yesterday, they're healthy. They haven't had any significant injuries. We know Cam Dostey, one of the Cams, had a banged-up shoulder earlier this year, but he is ready to go. All right, Cony's won the toss. B.L. Lippert wants the football.
No surprise there, right?
We're going to see some footballs in the air right out of the gate here this afternoon. And as always, on The Score, local sports is brought to you by our lead sponsor, Central Maine Community College in Auburn. More than just a community college with over 40 academic degrees and certificates and one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Just go to cmcc.edu for more. The wind is kind of blowing at me from the other side of the field, at me or right to left as you look at things. So Cony will be going into the wind in the first and third, and Lawrence will be going into the wind in the second and the fourth. So down the stretch in this, that could certainly be a factor.
Yeah, I mean, for one team, believe it or not, I don't think the wind going to affect the Lawrence offense a whole lot. But, crazier things have happened, I suppose.
So we will see the Cony Rams in their white uniforms with their red pants. And in the middle, it is Davin Flynn. On the far side, it's Parker Sargent. On the near side, it is Ethan Demmons.
One last point I did want to make, Mike. I think one of the things that really impressed me, and obviously Lawrence is a different tier running game, but how about the job the Rams defense did against Doucette on Monday?
They did a fantastic job. I don't think I've seen a really good quarterback, a dual threat like that, defended any better than I did.
100%.
All right, Aaron Craig, the Bulldogs in the blue jerseys with the gray pants and numbers that we can read on this bright sunny day. Here's Craig, a high kick. It'll be Flynn at the 15. To the 20, to the 25, weaves outside 30, got some room, and to the 40-yard line, Davin Flynn Good return, 25 yards. And Cony will take over 1st and 10 from the 40.
Flynn has become a little bit more of an offensive weapon for Cony as we've gotten later in the season. I think beginning primarily a defensive back. We saw him with the pick six against Mount Blue, but we've seen him fling a few passes. He's gotten in on the kick return game. He's become a little bit more of a weapon for him.
All righty, Parker Morin brings him out 1st and 10 for the Rams from the 40. 2-2, Lawrence will rush 4, and Morin right back to throw. Slinging it out left side, a flag down on the first play of the game. Ball complete to Jackson Vayu, but the referee, Jeff Mertzel, flinging a flag. And let's see what the call is. Pass complete, but it's going to be brought back. So a flag on the first play. And let's see what the official designation is. Wait a minute. Jeff Mertzel was going to call it.
He's
pulled it back. He pumped. Let's see. I believe he's talking to B.L. Lippert on the sidelines. Flag is still on the ground.
Does that mean it's a flag? I mean, Cony the offense backed up, so they acted like it's on them.
All right, here's Jeff Mertzel. Personal foul on Cony. That's a 15-yarder. Ouch, on the first play of the game. So it sets him back to the 25-yard line.
My question is, Mike, when did that penalty happen? Because if it's first down, was it pre-snap or?
No, it would still be first down with the penalty. But I don't know. A personal foul offensively like that on that play, tough to say. But yeah. Jeff Mertzel's one of the best in the business. So 1st and 25 now for Cony. In the backfield, it is Anderson St. Onge with Morin, 2-2. Back to throw, Morin time, now out of the pocket, and he runs the football. A short game up to about the 28, 29-yard line. Colton Carter on the tackle for the Lawrence Bulldogs, and one of the Cam Stewart.
A nice job there by Lawrence. Obviously, the longer you have to provide defensive coverage, the more chance Cony has a chance to get open.
So, 2nd down and 22. Gain of 3, 2nd and 22. 2 to the right, 2 to the left for Parker Morin. Lawrence will rush 4. They have 7 back. Morin hands it off to St. Onge to the 30. Anderson St. Onge, the sophomore who has stepped up this year in the absence of Heidel, up to the 32-yard line. So it'll still be 3rd and very long. 3rd and long. Want to shout out to my Lawrence friend, Lawrence's version of J-Lo. Yes, J-Lo, who got me a cup of coffee before the game. J-Lo from Lawrence, I appreciate it. She asked me if she could do anything for me, and I flippantly said a cup of coffee would be great. She came back with a cup of coffee. 3rd and 18. You got to love those Lawrence fans. Back to throw. Morin, rushed, escapes, flings it up there. It's up for grabs. Picked off! It is picked off by Colby Neto. It was a 50-50 ball, and early on we have our first turnover of the game. The wind definitely playing a factor there.
Yeah, that one, like you said, just absolutely hung up there. And Neto, again, this Lawrence defense is coming off a pretty solid set of performances. We didn't have the Brewer game, Mike, but you and I had Mesalonsky and then, of course, the playoff game against Gardner. And the Lawrence pass defense, I think, has 8 combined interceptions in those 2 games.
And Colby Neto's had quite a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he had the pick 6
against
against
Gardner.
Gardner.
Pick 6 last week and a pick here. 1st and 10 for this Lawrence offense. From their own 42-yard line, Michael Hamlin at quarterback drops back to the shotgun. Has running backs to either side. On 1st and 10, man coming in motion. The turn, the give, is to Carter. Carter breaks to the 50, and he is just into Cony real estate. We'll call him down at the 49-yard line, and that is a gain of 8. Colton Carter in this cavalcade of running backs that Lawrence has been their leading rusher this year.
Yeah, he's been the bell cow, but I think Utah of running backs.
Right, and Gage Martin is in at fullback now. And, of course, that quick hit dive as Carter goes in motion. Hamlin to throw. Looks, he gets hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. He got knocked as soon as he threw the football. I think that might have been Kidd. It was. No, it was not Kidd. I think that was Diesel Cox. Yes, it was. Who's on the all-name team. Diesel Cox with a hit, so it's an incompletion 3rd and 2.
I like the play call from Lawrence. You don't want to get away from what's worked, and their running game has been spectacular this year. But you feel pretty confident on 3rd and 2 you can get that.
3rd and 2, Lunt wide to the left. Carter in motion. On 3rd and 2, the handoff up the middle to Martin, and Martin to the 45 and a first down. Inside the 45, they spot him at the 43-yard line. The lead block there to spring him, Davin Baldick.
There's just so much eye candy with Lawrence you have to defend.
So the Bulldogs trying to cash in on a pick. Michael Hamlin over to the sidelines to talk to Kenny Lindloff. I saw Kenny walking in, and he looked at me and said, I'm not cold. I'm not cold. I said, then, well, let's hope your offense is hot too. All right, they shift out of the shotgun. Under center is Hamlin. Tight formation. The turn inside handoff Carter. Carter off right tackle 40. Carter breaks to the 35. Colton Carter has a first down for Lawrence. He is down to the 32, and the Bulldogs are moving.
Yeah, again, just bringing them in tight and then pushing around. I think it's the one thing Meslonsky doesn't have quite the meat up front that Lawrence does.
You mean Cony?
No, well, I mean, yes, but I mean, that's why I said
Oh, you were comparing. Okay.
Yeah, Coney's defense did such a great job against the Eagles, but I don't think they can push around teams like these Bulldog team can.
Correct. That's a very good
clarify.
point. All right, we're going to get our first measurement of the game. Jeff Mertzel calls for the chain gang. So the clock stops, 8:54 remaining in the first. And here is the stretch, and looks good from here.
Give him 10.
First down. Lawrence 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. At this beautiful complex, Charlie's Field at Maxwell Complex. And is that Winthrop Rambler emblem at midfield not the greatest thing on a field that you have ever seen?
It's the prettiest logo by
It's
far
awesome.
of all the logos.
It is absolutely spectacular.
Easily in Maine.
1st and 10 from the 33. Carter goes in motion. Handoff. That's Martin. Martin breaks the tackle. 20, look out. 15, 10. And he is wrapped up and dropped at the 8-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle by Lance Terrio as Gage Martin almost busted one.
Well, not only that, Martin got kind of stood up there in the backfield, but nobody got hands on him, and then he's like a lightning bug. Well, no, he's like I don't know, what's a bug that's fast but stout?
A water bug?
Yeah, I guess.
No, a water bug, I don't know. He's just really fast.
Yeah.
So it is 1st and goal at the 7 for the Bulldogs. Knocking on the door, Hamlin in the gun. Hamlin, inside handoff, that's Martin, and that time defended well. Diesel, how about some Diesel Cox on the play? And Diesel stops him after a gain of about a yard, also helping out there. Waleem Jamo.
There's a lot of people I think are going to be trying to burn some diesel today, Mr. Violet.
2nd down and goal. Hamlin hands to Carter. Carter, touchdown, Lawrence. Carter easily in for the score from 7. The Bulldogs cash in on a turnover and lead it 6-0. They go 58 yards.
One pass attempt, which a little bit of a surprise, but I mean, you expect Lawrence to be able to do what they just did most of the day.
It comes at the 4:16 mark of the first quarter. Hamlin will hold for Craig here. Got the wind pretty much at his back. Snap is good. Kick is up. Certainly plenty. Long enough. It is good. 7:44 left in the first quarter. Lawrence draws first blood, cashing in on a turnover, and they lead it 7-0.
The interesting thing, to your point in the pregame you made, Mike, about how these are fundamentally different offenses, is that they're sort of fundamentally different in the way they score. Lawrence can hit big plays in the run game. Martin specifically, as we saw him bust off that one for 26. But Cony, not necessarily going to be a team that gets as susceptible as most of the other teams Lawrence has played if they get down and Lawrence burns the clock, because Cony's got a quick strike offense with that passing attack.
Exactly.
The question is going to be, do they keep the ball out of harm's way in this wind?
So Aaron Craig kicks off for the 2nd time. Davin Flynn in the middle. Ethan Demmons on the near side. Parker Surgeon on the far side. 7-0 Lawrence. We're going to go, someone is, to the state championship game next week, 2:30 at Fitzpatrick Stadium in Portland. Demons at the 11 to the 15. Slowed down there, and down he goes at about the 24-yard line. It was Gavin Lunt. Check that, it was not Gavin Lunt, it was Lucas Proctor. Nope, yeah, it was Lucas Proctor, 88, on the tackle. And I want to say hello to Brandon Watson's grandfather, Bear Watson, who unfortunately is watching us in the hospital this afternoon. He's doing okay, but Mr. Watson, we wish you a speedy recovery and hope you enjoy our broadcast here this afternoon. 1st and 10. Snap, fake, out to the right flat, Demons, and he breaks a tackle. Demons up to the 30. Boy, Zane Zaustowski had him in his grasp and could not grab him and hold him up, and Demons, who's been a key factor for Cony in the second half, able to get about 7 on that little swing out of the backfield.
Yeah, Demons, I think, punched up the math against Meslonsky, Mount Blue, and I think the last game against Gardner, I think, has 6 touchdowns in the last 3 games.
Let's give him 6 instead of 7. 2nd down and 4. Morin left flat, pass out there to Surgeon, trying to get some open space for Parker. Should be enough for a first down. It is. Parker's out of bounds at the 38-yard line, but you saw that throw by Morin. It sailed a little bit. He's not getting over his throws. He's getting underneath them, and the ball is sailing to me.
Yeah, and that's a long throw, too, because that was out to the sideline.
Yeah, and this is not a day where you want to have that be an issue. You want to get on top of those throws and have some zip on that football. So 1st and 10 at about the 37-yard line. It's Anderson St. Onge on the give, and St. Onge stuffed up the gut. Got to perhaps the 39-yard line. Cam Stewart, one of the Cam boys, the Cam show, the Cam Hogs.
The Cam Hogs. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. We saw that shovel pass against Meslonsky that they ran to Surgeon come in motion. I think that obviously that's an option today. We've seen that little bubble screen on the short side with a lot of receivers. Just got to find ways, I think, to shorten the throws for Morin.
6:50 left, first quarter, 7-0. Lawrence, a fake by Morin on the pitch. He's going down the middle. Has a man there. It's another pick. Zaustowski on the ball intended for Flynn back to midfield. Down the right sideline, and Dane Zaustowski back in the lineup. A second interception thrown by Morin already here in the first quarter. That's 7 in the last 2 weeks, and Lawrence is in business. They're going to have it 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Lawrence, I mean, if there's something, I think specifically, like you would say, Mike, to come out of that Meslonsky game, something they did in coverage tricked Morin, along with obviously probably some mistakes, and Lawrence is seemingly emulating it here early.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, trying to cash in on another turnover at the 34. Quick handoff up the middle. This is Wilson getting a carry, and Wilson down to the 25. And that is going to set up a 2nd down and not much. 2nd and about a yard at the 25-yard line. Thank the weather gods and the Lord up above for bright sunshine here today, because it's really helped warm things up.
Yes.
It's actually not bad here sitting on the grassy knoll. I'm quite comfortable. 2nd down and a yard. Handoff Carter. Carter right side. Carter 20. Carter 15. Carter, they have him by the leg, and he drags a couple of tacklers down to the 10-yard line. Boy, are we seeing this Lawrence rushing attack or what?
Yeah, and this is while I pointed out that obviously Cony has the quick strike offense to be able to respond. The problem is you turn the ball over, Lawrence is going to give you the ball back eventually, but you're probably going to be down another score and with a lot less time.
All right, 1st and 10 at the 11. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Tight handoff, the turn, and the give is to Wilson. Wilson bangs inside the 10-yard line to about the 8 or the 7. It will be 2nd down and probably 6 or 7. No, less than that. 2nd down and 2, actually, so give him about 8. 2nd and 2. A reminder, those of you who are listening on the radio, that we are doing a video stream. We got late notification that we could, so we are on CentralMainSports.com on YouTube. The handoff to Carter. Carter waltzes in. Touchdown, Lawrence. A 2-yard run by Colton Carter, his 2nd of the game, and Lawrence up 13-0.
I mean, this game plan going exactly the way, if you're the Bulldogs, you want it to.
You could not have written the script any better if you're Lawrence. This time they go 34. And Craig again for the conversion out of the hold of Hamlin. Snap is good. Down and up and through. 5:15 left in the first quarter, and the Lawrence Bulldogs lead it 14-0.
I mean, it's just like you said, we didn't get, obviously, because we pivoted, we didn't have the coaches' interviews for the pregame. We will have them, obviously, on our YouTube. They'll be up in the archive and the vault and all that. But like you said, tongue-in-cheek for Coach Lippert, what can you do today to win? Not throw 5 interceptions. Well, Morin's on pace to throw more than 5 interceptions.
I mean, that was a joke by B.L. Lippert.
Yeah, tongue-in-cheek, I think, is it's one of those things where you're super frustrated, but obviously, ultimately, you're glad to get the win. But I don't know, something defenses have done the last 2 weeks has just fooled Morin.
Yeah, he definitely has been knocked off his game here the last couple of weeks. And here's Aaron Craig again, third time kicking off in the first quarter, drives this one. Demons at the 9. Up the middle to the 15, veers to the right, 25, slowed down there, and down he goes at the 26 or 27-yard line. Tackle on the play, Riley Leary downfield. Also, Maddox Santone in on the stop.
And I think one of the things we've seen too, Mike, with the Lawrence defense specifically, the last 2 games we've had them leading into this one, they get a little bit of a snowball effect. I think they've been solid and really gotten better late in the year, but, man, they start turning over, and it just seems like they come in bunches.
2 possessions, 2 picks for Cony. Let's see what they can do here on the third. 1st and 10. Hand off to St. Ange. He goes to the right and off the right side, gets to the 30-yard line. Give him a gain of about 3 or so. Dane Zaustuski, who picked that last one, made the tackle just over the 30. We'll call it the 31, so a gain of 4. Clock running, 4:55 on an eventful, that is, first quarter remaining. Wide to the right side for the Cony Rams is Lance Terrio. Morin is wide left. In the shotgun, a fake little flip out in the flat to Demons. Demons avoids a tackle, then gets crushed. He got absolutely hammered. Colby Netto with a stick there on Ethan Demons to keep him about 4, maybe 5 yards short of the first down. It will be 3rd down. We'll call it 4 at the 33.
And that's just, I mean, those I think are occasionally nice to see if you can suck up the defense, but that's just not how Cony's offense wants to operate.
3rd and 4. Morin with 2 to the right and 2 to the left. Anderson St. Ange to the backfield. Back to throw. In the flat. Nice catch by Demons, but he is denied a first down on the tackle on the near side by Gavin Wilson. That was a fine open field tackle, and Zaustuski also stepped up to slow him down. So it is, clock is stopped. As they say, he got up out of bounds, but I think they want, nope, it's a first down. I thought he got stopped short. Jeff Mertzel's got really good eyes to call that from all the way across the field. Better than mine.
Yeah, they put it on the sideline, I think, to check there, Mike. But I think it is close, as we see. Good shot by Sean here. You see the ball on the marker. It was close.
So good job by Demons to power up and get that. So Cony, some positive developments with a first down. 1st and 10 for the Rams. From the 37-yard line, handoff to St. Ange. Nowhere to go there, and that is absolutely gunked up by the Lawrence defense. They had all kinds of blue jerseys in the backfield. That is, Wilson was there, the Cams were there, and a loss of about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11, a running clock, 3:10 to go in the first. It's 14-0 Lawrence.
Yeah, that was a mesh point, obviously, but I don't think it was a read for Morin. But, man, watching that replay back, Mike, he keeps that. They had an isolation block and a receiver out in front for Morin. He's running for a minute.
2nd and 11. 2 to the left, 3 short, tight, right to the right. The pass, the catch by Surgeon, trying to get him to flash an open field. And look what he can do, even with a little bit of space. Surgeon zigzagging his way through near a first down at the 47-yard line. So Cony, a little bit of momentum here. They're going to look it over. Let's see Jeff Mertzel's eyes. He tells the side judge to get out of the way and signals first down.
Wow.
He is decisive, that's for sure.
I tell you that the short passing game almost, Mike, might make Surgeon a little bit more deadly because obviously in the deep passing game he hit that big pass play. I don't want to ignore that, but with the wind, that's a little bit of a challenge. But we've seen what he can do in space. And if you can get him to shake one tackle and all of a sudden get in the open field, it's just the same.
All right, 1st and 10 at the 47. Morin to throw it. Fires it left side, and it's almost picked off again. Intended for Surgeon at the 30-yard line, and they're in coverage for the Lawrence Bulldogs. Cole Curian, that was almost picked.
Yeah, that one I think, Mike, don't you think that was him that was Morin adjusting a little bit because that one had zip on it, and
yes.
then he fires it long.
Oh, it was a well-thrown ball, a better-thrown ball, overthrown, but the man who had the best play on the ball was Cole Curian.
Yeah. That was the first pass Morin has thrown that hasn't been caught by somebody.
Right.
Because he's 5 for 8 with 5 completions, 2 picks, and now that one falls harmlessly to the turf.
All right, Cony 2nd and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Lawrence rushing 4. Morin, direct snap, fires left side, overshoots his man. That was intended for Surgeon at the 49-yard line of Lawrence. Turned him around, so it'll be 3rd down.
And that's it. If Cony can live with that, I think they can get back in this game because Lawrence doesn't necessarily play tight coverage. They just count on, I think, playing sound and eventually you not being meticulous enough to go down mistake-free. But that route is there, I think, a lot of the time.
Winner of this one gets the Kennebunk Massabesic winner in Class B South. They're playing right now as we speak in Class B South in that championship game. 3rd and 10. More an empty backfield. Parker back to throw. Now he's going to run. He's got some room. Shakes a tackle and is down at the 44-yard line, which gives them, AJ, a makeable 4th down.
That's a nice play there. Spread them out 5 wide. Obviously, we know.
Quarterback draw.
Cony's going to throw, and then they don't.
Quarterback draw. He got 9. So Cony with a very makeable 4th and 1 at the 44-yard line of Lawrence, trying to keep this drive alive. More an empty backfield. He's got 2 to the left and 2 to the right. Going to throw it? No, he's going to do the same thing. He bounces outside, and he breaks a tackle. And I believe he got the 1st down, but holy mackerel, did that take a lot of second effort. Cam Dostey had him, and then he didn't. Give Parker Morin a ton of credit there.
Yeah, that one, he fought hard for that one because Lawrence had him.
Sophomore making a play with his feet. Normally he makes plays with his arm. 1:20 to go in the first. 14-0 Lawrence, but Cony on the march. On a drive that began at their own 27, they've made it all the way down to the Lawrence 41. All right, Morin has 2 to the right, 1 to the left. He's got St. Ange with him in the backfield. The turn, the give to St. Ange, and Anderson St. Ange to just about the 40. That's it. Not much there. Middle of that Lawrence defense. Braden Littlefield on the stop. He had a great game last week. A gain of about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. We're under a minute to go. 48 seconds in the first.
I mean, and the interesting is Cony obviously scored, getting on the scoreboard, big thing here. But for Lawrence, probably exactly what you want, right? Cony to not be fast break.
2nd down and 9. I think that's a good point. Handoff again to St. Ange, and he barrels down inside the 35-yard line to about the 33. So Cony running the ball better here on their 3rd series of the game. And that is to the 34-yard line. So it is 3rd and 3, 15 seconds left in the first quarter. 2 and 2 with St. Ange to the right of Parker Morin. And he might have drawn Lawrence off sides. If he did, that's a 1st down.
I think that's what the sideline judge is saying.
And so a freebie for Cony. 1st down.
It's a nice, there's a little bit of a veteran play there, right? Don't even have to run 3rd down and can set yourself up here nicely with 3 fresh downs.
And we will change wind directions in the second quarter. That's it. Lawrence dominant in the first, but Cony on the march. The score at the end of one in the Class B North Football Championship game. Lawrence Bulldogs 14 and the Cony Rams nothing. We are back after this on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, The Score.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, and our score crew, Sean Packard on our video today. Galen Neal on the field getting still shots and also some great field level video for us. We are back here at Charlie's Field, Maxwell Complex here in Winthrop, where the Winthrop Ramblers, of course, are the home team. 1st and 10 for the Cony Rams from the 29-yard line of Lawrence, trailing 14-0. Whoops, fumble! A handoff to St. Ange, and the exchange never happened, and I believe St. Ange got on the fumble. Wow, that almost was disastrous.
Not only that, but I think he got back to the original line of scrimmage.
Bonus.
A little bit of a...
So, loss of a down, and Coach Lippert will take that. 2nd and 10. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Surgeon is the slot. St. Ange the running back. 2nd and 10. Morin straight back to throw. Has time. Fires right side. Caught in the seam there at the 15-yard line. Well-thrown ball. And it's Parker Surgeon on the first down catch. And Cony knocking on the door. 1st and 10 at the 14.
And that was a nice job there because that was just kind of Surgeon. Morin, I think, saw that before Surgeon did, but Surgeon adjusted nicely. But that was just sort of a go to an open spot, and I will throw you the ball.
More intermediate routes have hit here for Cony after falling behind 14-0. 1st and 10 at the 14. The handoff to St. Ange. He's belted, bounced off that, gets to the outside, but there's more blue waiting for him there, and he gets rolled out of bounds. Austusky on the tackle, along with, I believe, Lucas Proctor.
A nice job by St. Ange to avoid that initial tackle, but then Lawrence does a really nice job.
So a loss of a yard, 2nd and 11, just outside the 15-yard line. 10:40 to go in the first half. 14-0.
That's St. Ange's 8th rush, 15 yards.
They've held him in check. 2 to the left and 2 to the right. Morin rolls left. Looks that way. Fires! It's picked off! No! Yes, it is! Gavin Lunt! Gavin Lunt! 2nd week in a row, he's got a pick, and the 3rd of the game by the Lawrence secondary. Wow!
This one just a backbreaker, too. You're in the red zone. That was never getting through because I believe that was Neto on the outside, Mike, and he had a great beat on that as well.
Gavin Lunt has played some great football this year for the Lawrence Bulldogs in every capacity. Catching, blocking, running, special teams. And now on defense made a play. 1st and 10. Gavin Lunt, spectacular this year in the second half. Here's Carter. Some room. Carter spinning to the 20-yard line. And the Lawrence Bulldogs will have a 2nd and short. 2nd and about 2. Gain of about 8 there. Running clock, 10 minutes to go in the first half. We'll have live coverage next week of both the Class A and Class B football championships. That's definitely going to be radio only.
Yes.
From Fitzy in Portland, 11 and 2:30, the start times, the A and the B. On 2nd down, quick hitter, and Martin stuffed. Cony all over that. A lot of red and white there. Awaiting Gage Martin, and he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Loss of about a yard, so 3rd and 3. So, yeah, Class A next week from Fitzpatrick Stadium in Portland at 11. Class B at 2:30. Both of them radio only. Over the air, AM 1160 WSKW, The Score. Will be on during the daytime, so we'll be blowtorching 10,000 watts if you want to listen on the radio. And, of course, all of our internet platforms as well. 3rd and 3. Here is Martin trying to get it outside. Gonna be close. To me, it looks like he got it. But, of course, I have been wrong before.
Yeah, I think with where he fell down, I think he got that.
He did. He did. Bulldogs get a first down. Wouldn't want to punt into this wind.
No, that may go backwards for
Yeah.
a safety.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, punting into this wind right now, not a good thing. Up on the hill where I am, I can feel it. I don't think it's as bad on the field, but you get a punt up in the air, that's a different story.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from the 23. Wilson in motion, inside handoff. Carter uses his blocks. He runs into Wilson, but he still gets up to the 28, maybe the 29-yard line.
That's the problem. I mean, and Cony's feeling it now and not being aided by Moore and turning the ball over. But that's the problem right now, right, is that if you stop them, you're like, oh, that was good, right? We held them in check. It's 6 yards.
Yeah. Yep, I mean, 6 yards is 6 yards. It's what an offense like Lawrence can do to you. They can just pound away at you. 2nd down and 4. Handoff Wilson. Wilson turns it upfield, square shoulders, and a first down all the way to the 40. Gavin Wilson, in this stable of great running backs, is just another brick in the wall.
And that's the thing, too, Mike. One of the things we've seen that has changed a little bit is Carter and Martin have been leaned on a little bit more, but you got Wilson. We've seen Santone, obviously, at times. We know about Burnham. I mean, and Roy, they don't stop coming.
1st and 10, Lawrence from the 40-yard line. The turn, the handoff, Carter. Carter rides his blocks, then he gets crushed by Kidd. And also in on the stop for the Cony Rams, 66, Aiden Jones. So not a whole lot there for Colton Carter, who's got both of their scores today. He got 3. It's 2nd and 7.
Yeah, that's 8th rush for Carter, 70 yards and 2 scores.
2nd and 7, a running clock, 7.5 to go in the first half, 14-0 Bulldogs. Trying to cash in on their 3rd interception of the first half. Inside handoff, Martin breaks one tackle, tries to get through the second wave, and he is to the 49-yard line. So even when it looks like they're not going anywhere, they go somewhere.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, at this point, too, for Lawrence, in all honesty, Mike, you would love, of course, to hit a big play, right, and just continue to get momentum and just put the backbreaker on Cony. But the thing is, already up 14-0. If Lawrence takes 5 more minutes and just methodically marches down the field, they're cool with that, too.
Yeah, and that would run out the clock, essentially, for the first half with 6:45 left.
Exactly.
And you want to keep this Cony offense on the field. 3rd and 1. The turn, the give, Carter first and a whole lot more. Colton Carter rambles down to the 40-yard line. That is a first down, a gain of 11.
And that's the other thing, too. It's just, like you said, they keep coming. They're fresh every time. So that time you just don't hit the hole the right time, or you don't hold you can't get out of or shed a block. They hit the hole in their fresh legs, and they're off for, 12 yards.
1st and 10 from the 40. The turn, the give. Here is Carter again. Here is a big hole. He bounces outside 25. Carter all the way down to the 26, actually, and a first down. Right now, big gaping holes for Lawrence and huge chunks of yardage. And the Bulldogs on the march, 1st and 10 at the 26. Galen Neal, our videographer, photographer, has been working the field, and now he is up here apparently to get an action shot of me, correct?
I'd have to back up a little bit.
Okay, back up and get a good
That's
action
not
shot.
nice, Galen.
Handoff, not nice there by the Cony defense as they stack up Martin. And he only gets about 2. That's one of the shorter gains of the day for Lawrence's rushing attack. Yeah, action shot is just my lips flapping, AJ. That's it.
Oh, okay. Well, that might just be from shivering as well.
I'm not cold. It's really quite comfortable, actually.
I believe you.
I'm not cold. All right, on 2nd down, inside handoff to Wilson, and Wilson to the 22-yard line. A shorty there for Lawrence, so it'll set up a 3rd and about 5.
It was nice patience by Wilson there. He held up and the hole formed nicely, and then Cody did a nice job on the collapse that pretty quickly.
3rd and 5. This Cony defense has got to be gassed. They've been on the
Yes.
field a lot. Full house backfield, 2 tight ends. Handoff Carter. Carter grabbed. Somebody's got him by the head. I didn't see any flags thrown. Carter definitely tackled high, but no flags down on the stop there for the Cony Rams. Aiden Jones, again, also helped out by Johnny Letry. So we've got a 4th down play, first of the day for Lawrence. It'll be 4th, and we'll call it 3. 4th and 3. Line of scrimmage, the 19-yard line. They've got to get just inside the 17. Actually, 4th and a little shorter than that. 4th and about 2.5.
Yeah.
All right, Hamlin under center. Lunt is wide to the left side. The turn, the handoff, Carter. Carter breaks a tackle, can't break the second, and Cony stopped him. A big stop by the Cony defense. Holy mackerel, did they need that. They get off the field. Lawrence drives it all the way down inside the 20, but the drive stalls, and the Cony offense with a reprieve here with 4:28 to go in the first half, down 14-0.
Yeah, that was huge for that Cony defense, but we saw obviously last week when Morin put them in an unfavorable position, they were able to respond. They just can't turn the ball over.
Got to stop. 3 interceptions by Morin already. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Back to throw. Morin right side overthrows his intended receiver, Lance Terrio, out there in the right flat. It'll be 2nd and 10.
I just think Morin he just doesn't have a feel for the weather, Mike. I mean, that's what like that right there. He just airmails that from the standpoint of he just put so much mustard on it. There was no way anybody was grabbing it.
Yeah, and I talked earlier about how he needed to get over the ball more and put more on it, but not that much.
Yeah.
All right, Morin brings him out in the shotgun, has trips right. He has Sargent wide to the left. St. Ange the running back. Lawrence will rush 4. The turn, the handoff to St. Ange, and he stumbles to the 20. That's it. Lawrence's defense right there to make the stop, and it was Cam Dostey, big number 66, with the tackle.
Yeah, just a yard there. More importantly, Mike, I think there were just 6 defenders in the box there, so the numbers favor Lawrence, but you would like to think at that point of attack, right, 5 offensive linemen versus 4 defensive linemen, you could open up a hole. Credit that Lawrence D-line.
3:55 left in the first half, 14-0 Lawrence. 3rd and long, 3rd and 9. Morin over the middle. It's incomplete. He had a man in the seam, Ethan Demmons. Probably a catchable ball, but it's incomplete.
Yeah.
And Cony's going to have to punt, or maybe not. I think they have to, though, here.
Yeah, I think they do. Demmons right there flashing down the street.
He's got to catch that, right?
He's got to catch that. It hit him. I think he let that go through his hands, and it hit him in the chest.
So Morin is, of course, the punter. You've always got to watch for the fake, but it's highly unlikely this deep in Cony territory at the 19, down 14-0 in a championship game that you're going to fake.
No, Cony has the wind at their back.
Snap is an absolute parachute. They get it off, and a fair catch called by Lunt, and he got back on it, though. Wow, a disaster averted there. As Gavin Lunt called for a fair catch, muffed it, then dove on it, and Lawrence ends up with good field position, 1st and 10 from their own 46.
Yeah, Lunt got a little bit of a break there. Terrio's the one closest to us. I could not see the number of the Cony special teamers on the far side, but they were holding up, obviously, because they didn't want to overrun their coverage, and that gave Lunt an extra second to dive on that.
Lunge on that and get it. 1st and 10. Lawrence, after being stopped on downs, another crack at it here late in the first half. 3:41 to go in the half. They lead 14-0. Direct snap. Hamlin going to run it himself for the first time, looking for a hole, and there isn't one.
Flag comes in late, too, here, Mike, on the near side.
On the stop there, Landon Foster. Legatron. Let's see what the call is.
I think it was a hold.
It's on Lawrence.
Yeah, I think it was a hold.
We've been fairly flag-free for a while.
That's only the 3rd one, as I'm assuming this is obviously going to be accepted.
Holding. So that'll cost the Bulldogs 10 from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, that's just the 3rd accepted penalty, Mike. And I say that, but I don't think there was one that was declined, actually. So
you're right. But thanks for being definitive.
Yeah, they've all been accepted.
So 1st and 20. Lawrence back at its own 36. Running clock here, 3:20 to go. Hamlin in the gun. Littlefield in the game offensively goes in motion. They run it. And the handoff to Carter, and nowhere for Colton Carter to go. Davin Flynn on the top of that play. On the bottom of it for the Cony Rams was Waleem Jamo.
Yeah, nice job there. I think Carter's motion basically stopped at the line of scrimmage, so no gain there. So Cony already gets help with Lawrence committing the penalty, then obviously now you get him to 2nd and 20.
2nd and 20 against the wind, too. You want to start thinking about maybe if you stop him on this down, taking a timeout, AJ.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And making him punt into this wind.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. Very
Wide
good call.
to the right side is Lunt. Hamlin under center. The turn, handoff to Carter, hit, breaks that hit from Flynn. Outside, he fumbled the ball, but it went out of bounds. Or did it? Or did it? Or did it? It did not! And Cony gets a break. Foster comes up with the fumble. Wow, again.
How about that? I love the or did it, Mike, as you buffered there and they had the discussion. But yeah, well, Carter, the first time on that tackle, that was Flynn, nearly had it, and then that just gets punched out, and I can't see the number because it's right there on the sideline.
So Carter fumbles, recovered by Foster inbounds, so it did. And Cony in business with 2:23 to go in the first half, down 14-0, 1st and 10 from the Lawrence 26. Morin in the gun, 2-2. Morin back to throw. Standing, looking, firing long, and it's way overthrown. Wynn certainly got behind that. The intended receiver, Surgeon, good coverage by Dane Zaustowski.
Yeah, that was not only out the back of the end zone, out of the fence, which can I just point out to you, Mike? A little close. Specifically for the back of the end zone and the sidelines, too, because you're going to maybe run those like corner or post routes, right, and then run out of real estate. Don't care for them in the end zone part, at least.
Yeah, a little close. And, of course, they're not done with this field. They had to stop this year, get the field in, and just be able to play on it.
Right.
So in the future, there are more additions, shall we say, that are coming. Maybe moving that fence could be one of them. 2nd and 10. Little close for comfort. Morin right side. Fires, and it's caught out there by Demons. Good tackle in the open field. Is that Gavin Lunt?
Yes, Lunt tackling Demons.
Good job there because that could have been more. So Demons with the catch and inside the 30 to the 29. Clock runs, $1:57 to go in the half.
Now, Cony has to score on this drive. They took the ball first. They have to stick this one in the end zone.
3rd and 4. Certainly 2-down territory for Cony coach B.L. Lippert. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Morin back to throw, lobs it a screen. Nice catch by Anderson St. Onge, and he is run down from behind by Gage Martin. Did not get the first down. Preston Roy also in on the stop, but it does set up a 4th and short, 4th and about a yard, if even that. Actually, they're going to look at it. And a fist there from Jeff Mertzel, and now a timeout. So it is 4th down, and B.L. Lippert takes a timeout. Can't take him with you. 1:17 to go in the first half, and a huge play coming up here. 4th and literally inches for the first down.
Yeah, that was a big one. And the interesting, one of the things, obviously, and I think collegiately you'll run into it obviously as well, and actually probably the program is how many Morin doesn't take snaps under center. This would be a great place for him to just kind of jump over the pile. He's a pretty tall kid, but he doesn't do that.
I have not seen Cony go under center once this year.
That's what I'm saying, and I don't think he has. They're a spread offense. He probably operates exclusively out of the shotgun.
For those of you listening on the radio, in case you did not know, because this changed very, very late before the game, we are video streaming this game. 1160thescore.com, centralmainsports.com, and our YouTube channel at Central Maine Sports on YouTube. So we are video streaming. If you are listening on the radio or listening to our stream, we are live streaming the video. So if you'd like to watch, feel free to do so. Next week will be radio only.
Yep.
For the for the state Class A and B championships. All right, post timeout. Cony ready to go. 4th and short, and I mean short, from the 27-yard line. It's just a matter of inches, the length of the football, if that. And it's Morin, and he got inside, and I think he got enough. Lawrence, of course, says that he didn't. But I think he got enough.
Yeah, I think the windmill motion, as we show you the replay here on the video stream, the windmill motion, I think, was enough forward progress to get it.
And I think Jeff Mertzel's calling for sticks. He is. So we are going to get a measurement.
Tough to see. We'll see as the sticks come in. Sean's got a great look at this along in none of the zebras step in the way, but it definitely moved forward. In terms of favorable spot, hard to tell from the hash mark.
All right, Cony will back up. And they're going to bring them out and stretch them out. He didn't get it by much if he got it.
That is factual.
All right.
And
sure looks good from here. Yep. Whew. Nope. That's why That's wow. That's why I'm not the final word. A wow is right, AJ. And B.L. Lippert is upset at the spot.
Yeah, that it's hard to tell from our vantage point, especially as they take it away from the field of play. But wow, I thought he got enough in live action, but where they spotted, they say no.
So each team has made great stops on fourth down. B.L. Lippert is livid with the officials on the spot, and Lawrence, 1st and 10 here from the 27-yard line. Handoff to Wilson. Wilson to the 32, 33-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Lawrence not in any hurry. They do have a full complement of timeouts, and again, they are going into the win. 2nd down and about 4. Handoff to Carter. Carter, of course, can break one at any moment. 45 midfield. Carter is on the fly down to the 31-yard line. That's the big hitter that Lawrence was looking for. And now they take a timeout.
Yeah, no surprise there that they pop the whistle after he goes from, 32 to 31?
That's 18 plus 19. That's 37.
Yeah, let's see where they spot the ball. Yeah,
actually 30.
30.
So 30
yeah.
38.
So 38 yards for Colton Carter, which now gives him, oh boy, math is hard, 134 yards.
That's why we're in broadcasting, AJ, because math.
I had it. Just give me a second. It's cold.
Doesn't really factor into it. I don't want to hear about you being cold.
Yeah, no,
it's not cold.
Fair. It's fair.
I'm quite toasty.
My fingers are cold.
My fingers aren't even cold.
Hey, I'm waiting until halftime, but now that we got this pause here with the Lawrence timeout, I can't wait to talk a little UMaine hockey at halftime.
You and the lovely Ashley were up at Elfond last night for the Black Bears
awesome
takedown of Boston College.
Awesome.
And we'll have tonight's BC Maine game. 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. Puck drop. Going to wash my brain out of the football. 1st and 10. Lawrence in business here. 38.9 seconds left in the first half. Hamlin in the gun. Zaustowski in motion. A handoff, a double handoff. It goes to Wilson, wrapped up by Letry. Breaks a tackle. And no, it checked that. It is Gage Martin on the tackle, on the carry, that is, to the 24. And Lawrence takes yet another timeout. So a double handoff. Wilson, the handoff to Martin, and Martin surges down to the 24, where it will be 2nd down and about 5. Clock stopped, 30.2 seconds left in the first half. And Lawrence looking to go in after taking over on down, stopping the Cony Rams on a 4th and inches.
Yeah, here I gotta think, don't you think? I mean, I know you get the first down right, it stops the clock, so maybe you can try and run one more time. They do have a timeout in their pocket, but I think you're getting close if you're the Lawrence coaching staff. Hamlin's just gonna have to drop back and fling one.
So 2nd down, and officially it is 4 at the 24-yard line. Hamlin brings him out, has Lunt wide to the right. Now he comes in tighter. Zaustowski, who's got very good speed, is the slot. Hamlin in the gun. Has Martin to his left and Carter to his right. Hamlin hands it off to Carter. Carter, 20. He's on the go. And Carter is down at the 16-yard line. 25 seconds left. Lawrence is going to hurry up and save a timeout. They haven't started the clock yet because the sticks aren't set. Now they do. And it's a spike there by Hamlin. That'll stop the clock. 21.2 seconds left. And now things get really interesting.
Yeah, I think the spike makes actually a lot of sense. I didn't think of that. That's on me.
You want to save one timeout when you absolutely positively need it. Kenny Lindloff's already decided, the Lawrence offensive coordinator, what he wants.
I mean, plus from 16 yards, kind of a sweet spot because it's not you're packed in the red zone, right, but you got space to kind of run those crossers and such.
2nd and 10 from the 16. Lunt wide right, Saustusky in the slot. Play fake. Hamlin rolling, looking, flipping. Caught, no! Martin dropped it. He was going to get drilled by Foster, but nonetheless. And actually, given where he was and Foster being right on his back, dropping that probably is a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, because you're talking about 3rd and 5-ish.
And the clock is going to run.
And the clock is going to run. So you're going to have to burn that timeout or go fast.
16.7 now on the 3rd and 10 from the 16. 3rd down and 10. Hamlin, double handoff. Wilson breaks one tackle. Wilson 10. Wilson 5. Wilson touchdown! 16 yards!
Just like everybody drew it up, right, Mike? Is that on the 3rd and 10 from the 16 with 17 seconds left, you just run the handoff up the gut.
Gavin Wilson goes 16, and Lawrence takes it all the way down the field, 83 yards in less than or just about 2 minutes. I forgot to write down the time when they took over the ball. Here's the snap. It's good. Hamlin gets it down. It is good. And with 9.4 seconds left in the first half, Lawrence has extended their lead to 21-0.
Game's just gone, I think, exactly how Lawrence would want it. You want to be able to get Cony force some Cony turnovers, and then be able to run the ball with some success. We'll see what the unofficial rushing yards look like at halftime for Lawrence, but I think they probably are pretty solid because now they have 3 different ball carriers. 2 have at least 50 yards, and Carter at half is at 142.
He has been a wagon, and Gavin Wilson was a horse right there who could have pulled the wagon on that play. He just powered his way in.
Yeah,
Great display of power running by Gavin Wilson. And Aaron Craig has had plenty of practice kicking off here in the first half.
Yeah, and Lawrence also, we talk about this a lot too, Mike. Lawrence gets the ball to open the 3rd quarter.
Going to want to keep this one low into this breeze. And he does. That's pretty low, and Lawrence was offsides. That's as low as you can keep it. So the Bulldogs will kick it now from the 35. No time off the clock with the whistles and nobody touching the ball. So Craig will tee it up at the 35. For what it's worth, Sargent back deep in the middle. Probably won't get that far. Foot into ball. Actually does get that far. Demons at the 23, 25, 30, and is stopped at the 35-yard line. Clock.
I think, yeah, I got
2.1.
to be honest, Mike. I think it was one of the things where Lawrence was sort of wrapping him up, but content not to necessarily take him down right away.
Try to get that clock down. They got it down to 2.1. So Cony's going to have a play. Lawrence will probably just play deep. Everybody's playing safety. 1st and 10 for what it's worth from the 36, barring a defensive penalty and no touchdown. The half will be over. Lawrence has, as you can see, 8 deep, and Morin not going to mess with it. A knee, and a dominant first half by the Lawrence Bulldogs. Power football personified. 2 touchdowns from Colton Carter, 1 from Gavin Wilson, and Lawrence with a big lead at the half. The score at the half of the Class B North Football Championship game, the Lawrence Bulldogs 21 and the Cony Rams nothing. You're watching and listening to the State Class B North Football Championship game on the place for local sports, Sports Radio 1160, WSKW, The Score.
At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. Maybe your existing system is failing or it's a new house lot. You need new installation. Call PJ Diggs. They can bring their site evaluator to design the right septic system. Headed to camp? Ditch the outhouse for a newly installed system. How about a septic system for your campsite? Imagine your own private campground. Already have a septic design? PJ Diggs can install it for you. Call 431-4299. That's 431-4299. At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. 131 Hinkley Road, Canaan.
30 years ago, Paul and Jonna Bowen set out on a mission to help aging Mainers stay in their own homes. Assistance Plus grew from their passion, dedication, and integrity, where clients come first. Today, Assistance Plus serves not only the elderly, but clients with developmental and behavioral health challenges. Assistance Plus, here for you today and through all points of your life.
Casella Waste. You see their trucks everywhere all the time. That's because they're out taking care of customers like you. Roll-off dumpsters, they've got them 15 to 50 yards. And they're in your neighborhood picking up the trash so you don't have to worry about it. Weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly from 2 to 10 yards. Casella Waste will also deliver portable toilets when and where you need them. And they offer septic services. Call to learn more about Casella Waste. 872-8257, 872-8257 for Casella Waste.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
I came for a visit and I just fell in love with it.
They just want to see you be you and just excel.
There's a lot of opportunities here.
It really gives me time to figure out what I want to do with my life.
It's a good stepping stone to get to where you want to be.
The tuition is definitely part of what brought me here.
You know, credits transfer, that's huge, especially for a community college when you're trying to figure out what you want.
CM's the best place. Honestly, it's the best place. You got to be here to experience it.
Oh, please start.
You wouldn't allow your car to bypass its maintenance, would you?
Hey, Jen, would you look this up on your computer?
Oh, wish I could. This office computer is so slow.
How about your computer maintenance? Trust the pros at Computer Improvements. They can come on site or stop by, handling general maintenance, antivirus protection, hardware upgrades, and Computer Improvements can set you up with solid-state hardware memory, giving your operating system wicked fast response time due to less moving parts, so your day isn't like this. Contact Computer Improvements to schedule your service today. Computer Improvements, downtown Skowhegan.
Mike Violet and AJ Knights, along with our score crew, Sean Packard, on our game camera today. Galen Neal down on the field and up here getting some still shots and some video shots as well. Back here live, Charlie's Field, Maxwell Complex in Winthrop, here at this beautiful new facility, the home of the Winthrop Ramblers, and the Lawrence Bulldogs have made it feel like home to them, that's for sure. They lead it here by a score of 21-0. A power football game, a show of absolute power football, running football today by the Lawrence Bulldogs. 2 rushing touchdowns in the first quarter by Colton Carter, a 7-yarder and a 2-yarder, and a rushing touchdown in the second quarter by Gavin Wilson, a 16-yarder. Those certainly are some of the bullet points of the first half, along with 3 interceptions thrown by Parker Morin in the first half, and that is 8 total in the last 2 weeks in a game and a half, AJ. And it's one thing to throw those against a Mesolonsky offense that clearly was struggling last week. Yeah. It's another thing to do it against Lawrence.
Well, more importantly, too, it's even if you had held Lawrence out of the end zone, which Cony had done, they got a big fourth down stop of their own, they're still going to run the clock out. And so, you throw one, not ideal, but you think, okay, we're going to get a couple more cracks this. But you throw them in successively, and the question becomes, okay, how many possessions are you really going to do? Because not only is Lawrence scoring, they will run clock. They will burn clock, and you will have a lot less possessions. And so it's just playing perfectly into the Lawrence Bulldogs' hand because they are scoring. Their defense is playing great, so they are able to run out the first half with a 21-0 lead. Halftime's brought to you on the score by Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. They are your building project partner at hammondlumber.com. So, again, Colton Carter, 2 scores of 7 and 2 yards in the first quarter. And then in the second quarter, Gavin Wilson with a late touchdown run came with 9 seconds left in the quarter after Lawrence stopped Cony on downs literally by about the width of a piece of paper, that's for sure.
And they took the ball at that point at their own 27-yard line and took it down the field, 83 yards. Carter with a key run there at that time. Thank you for whomever's buying me coffee and a Snickers bar. I appreciate it because I definitely need both. But the interceptions, obviously, as you mentioned, AJ, but it's still been an absolute, I think, domination situation by the Lawrence Bulldogs with their power football. It's just something that Cony's not been able to stop.
Yeah, cut the number. So Morin at the half finishes 8 for 16, 15%, or 50%, excuse me, 8 for 16, 3 interceptions, and 52 total yards, which is usually a pass play to Surgeon. And they have 14 combined rushes as a team for just 26 yards. On the other side, Lawrence obviously has not completed a pass. They've attempted 3. One of them was a spike. But in terms of rushing, they've run as a team 30 times for 243 yards.
Oh, my God.
Which is, I can do the math on that one. That's 8 yards a carry.
Yeah, I mean, and Cony can't win a game allowing that kind of power running football. They cannot do it. They have been kept off the field, and when they've been on the field, they've turned the ball over. They had one good drive, and it was stopped. They cannot turn the ball over like that because Lawrence will bring it in the end zone, and the way that they'll bring it into the end zone is by going 80 yards and taking 7 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, on top of that, the other thing is, as we talk about, and if you're not a Lawrence fan, it's probably been beaten to death, but Lawrence has a massive stable of running backs, so one of the things that is always going to be true is while they're going to keep running the ball, they're going to keep their guys fresh. I mean, at the beginning of the season, Mike, we saw it was Wilson, Carter, Martin, and then Santone and Roy were all kind of rotated in those last two option 4 and 5, and those two have kind of fallen off a little bit. But now that Lawrence has built a lead, it just means they are more comfortable using more running backs.
Yeah, but, you know, they're key guys. I mean, Colton Carter all year has been the star. He's been the guy. And then Gage Martin, I always want to call him Sage. Gage Martin has been right there. If Carter is 1A, Martin's been 1B, and then Wilson is 1C. I mean, they're just all so good. They all bring their own unique style to things. I think Carter is a good combination of speed and some power, while Martin is a speed guy and Wilson probably is the power guy. So, you know, they've got like shake and bake and then another one. I don't know, pick your...
Rattle and roll.
Ready, go.
Yeah, no, I mean, and for what it's worth, Mike, Hamlin, we did see him attempt to rush. There was a penalty, so obviously statistically it is negated. But those 30 rushes were all executed by Wilson, who's 16 for 142 and 2 touchdowns. Martin, who's 8 for 50, and Wilson, who's 6 for 51 and a score. Those are the 30 rushes are divided between those three. Hamlin obviously very much is an option, but to this point has not had to.
No, and if you're BL Lippert, what do you do here at halftime? What adjustments do you make? Well, again, I mean, he joked about it with me yesterday. Not throwing 5 interceptions would be a start, but that ship has sailed. They've thrown 3. Do you go to the running game? You know, it's not something that you do, that you feature. It's not your offense. You've got to throw the ball to get back into the game. You're down 21 to nothing. I mean, the first order of business is you've got to find a way to stop the Lawrence running game. And, AJ, I don't know if they can.
Yeah, I mean, they do. Cony did force a turnover. They stripped Carter, and they, unfortunately for them, that drive
cash
on 4th down, so they could not cash, even despite that being in plus territory. The funny thing is you're asking, so the thing that comes to mind is the opening half, second half onside, but Lawrence I don't think is going to get caught off guard after you just used that on Monday against Mesalonsky.
And I asked B.L. Lippert in the interview, which, by the way, we weren't able to run because it was originally done for radio purposes. We didn't have the video version of it produced, but we do have it on YouTube and will have it on YouTube. So it'll be interesting to hear what the coaches have to say after the game is over with about what they thought was going to happen. But I asked B.L. Lippert at the end of the interview, what's in the bag of tricks? You got another onside kick going on or something like that? And he was, I wouldn't say he was coy. He didn't say one way or the other, of course. But Do you come out with that in the second half? I don't think so. You give this Lawrence team the ball at the 45 or 50-yard line, shorten the field up.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to start playing defense at some point, and I think Lawrence will be ready for any onside kick, and they'll probably have the good hands people up on the front lines. Lawrence back on the field. We're back to about 4 minutes left before we start the second half. Cony ready to come on as well. Halftime's been brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner online, hammondlumber.com. It's Lawrence 21, Cony nothing. You're watching and listening to live coverage of the Class B North Football Championship game on The Score.
201 Tire Battery and Service on the Goodyear credit card for all your auto needs with great benefits. 6-month financing when you buy $250 or more. Subject to credit approval, terms and conditions apply. Double savings on select Goodyear tires via mail-in rebate. Accepted at Exxon and Mobil locations nationwide. The Goodyear credit card, the complete solution. 201 Tire Battery and Service on the Augusta-Vassalboro line. Get yours. Apply now.
Nothing brings people together like good food. So when you're cooking for the ones you love, why trust anyone but Joseph's Market? Joseph's Market is famous for their fine meats. Plus, no one makes sausage like Joseph's. They have 32 rotating flavors like Mexican chorizo, teriyaki pineapple, or spinach and feta. So there's something for everyone. You know, an apron is just a cape worn backwards. So be a superhero at your next cookout with fresh meat and sausage from Joseph's Market on Front Street in Waterville. Find them at josephsmarketmaine.com and like them on Facebook.
Notice the price of gas and oil lately? Thinking about a pellet stove? Pellets are a renewable resource that are economical, and pellet stoves don't have to be ugly or loud. Come talk to us at Somerset Stone & Stove. Let us explain why now is the best time to have your pellet stove installed. Wouldn't you love to have a gas stove or fireplace designed for your home? Let Somerset Stone & Stove design and install a Regency gas stove or fireplace that is just right for you. Let us customize your Regency gas stove or fireplace while you enjoy the beauty and warmth. Visit Somerset Stone & Stove in Oakland.
Randy Belanger purchased the Harry J. Smith Company over 7 years ago, knowing his customers expected the same quality service as they have always received for over 100 years. With 10 bays and 12 employees, we can have most of your repairs done the same day. Whether it's on your car, truck, or RV, we can handle it. Just call us and let us go to work for you. The Harry J. Smith Company, 13 Sanger Avenue in Waterville, keeping your vehicle on the road for over 100 years and doing it the right way.
Dixon's Country Market on the Neck Road, Benton has it all. Sunoco gas and 24-hour diesel, plus a jam-packed store with what you need to grab and go. And so much succulent food. Huge sandwiches, delicious wraps, and hand-tossed fresh dough-loaded pizza. They have drinks, snacks, fresh meat and cheese in their deli counter, plus local Lively's products that won't cost you a lot of money. And remember those whoopie pies? Delightful, delicious Dixon's Country Market in Benton, supporting local high school sports.
It's Renewal by Anderson's Black Friday event with unprecedented savings on custom-built replacement windows. Our exclusive Fibrex composite material windows won't warp or bow and never need painting, making them vastly superior to vinyl windows. They're custom-built in the USA, installed with precision and care, backed by the nation's best warranty, and now more affordable than ever. Call today. These massive Black Friday savings and special financing end soon. Don't miss out. Call and schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching and listening live coverage of the Class B North Football Championship game on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW The Score on our various platforms, 1160thescore.com, centralmainsports.com, on YouTube, our YouTube channel, Central Maine Sports. Please go and subscribe. Happy to be able to bring you video of this game here this afternoon after we thought all week we were not able to. 21-0, the Lawrence Bulldogs on top of the Cony Rams here as we get ready to go in the second half, and Lawrence will receive the second half kickoff. And we'll see if Cony has any kind of trick up their sleeve. Last week, B.L. Lippert felt like he had to change the momentum in that game, so he took a chance, rolled the dice, and they executed an onside kick perfectly. Certainly have to change the momentum in this game, AJ. I'm just not sure that's the way to go about it.
Yeah, the problem is, I think you catch Meso off guard with that last week. Lawrence, I think, has a discussion. I think for sure this halftime meeting, right, you're up 21-0. I think for sure somebody in the coaching staff says, hey, let's not forget what they did on Monday.
Right.
So I think they'll be looking for it. I'd be unsurprised, like you said, if you put the hands team out there anyway just to play it safe. I did want to throw out real quick, obviously, as you find us on our video streams, right, YouTube, CentralMainSports.com, where this game will live in the vault for free afterwards, always free. It is beneficial for you to subscribe to YouTube because as we are very happy with our partnership with UMaine Sports, which, again, you can listen to the number 13 team, though they will climb after beating the number 1 team in the country last night. They are on again tonight at 6:30. Listen to the radio broadcast on The Score. UMaine tickets aplenty from Mr. Mike Violet coming up.
We've got Andrea Nickerson and I believe her daughter Gabby are going to Alfond Arena on us tonight to see that game. And then tomorrow we've got Heather Provost and her guest going to the main women and men's basketball game at the Pit. Yep.
Yeah.
And more tickets. They gave me I call it a mafia envelope, in like all the mafia movies when you're getting married and they give you an envelope.
Yeah.
It's my mafia envelope of UMaine tickets.
Perfect picture. Yeah, so there's going to be plenty of chances for you to win for men's basketball, women's basketball, and hockey going forward. So it behooves you and is beneficial to find The Score, 1160 The Score on all social media, and, of course, Central Maine Sports on YouTube.
Yeah, subscribe to YouTube, Central Maine Sports, because that's going to be a key as far as winning tickets in the future. All right. They just put 30 minutes on the clock. I think they meant 3 minutes.
Oh,
right?
my gosh. Is this the Lobster Bowl?
Oh,
Mike, did you have dinner reservations?
The longest halftime in the history of high school sports. Yeah, the Lobster Bowl caused me to blow my dinner reservations. We had pizza, which is a nice consolation prize.
Yeah, but it's no all smorgasbord of delicious seafood.
Yeah, we were going to have seafood, so at Scales in Portland.
Yeah, not only that.
No, in Lewiston, whatever it is, yeah.
It's the longest halftime during a 110-degree humidity day.
On the other hand, it's not 110 degrees here in Winthrop this afternoon. I believe we're at about 37 with a wind that may also be 37. But right now, the Lawrence Bulldogs and their fans not feeling any cold whatsoever. Leading 21-0, about to get the ball here to start the second half. I'm going to get back on the grassy knoll here. It's the first game I've sat in the grass to do maybe ever.
Wow, that's a historical mark there.
Back in the day, we literally did a game from the roof of a car.
That's a story.
It was a station wagon, and this was at the old WTVL in Waterville. It was a Waterville soccer game played at the North Street Field, which is now where the Alfond Youth Center is. And we sat on the top of a station wagon and did a game. So there's that. There have been other quirky places, but I've never sat on the grass on a 37-degree day and done a game, but it's been good.
Well, they'll commemorate that spot as they continue to expand this, and then they're gonna get you your own seat. Obviously,
I should have a plaque there or something. All right, Landon Foster ready to kick it off right to left. Gavin Wilson is on the near side. And on the far side, Michael Hamlin is actually back, and he's all the way back to the 3, to the 5, to the 10, and there's just nowhere to go. Man, Hamlin just is rolled out of bounds. A deep kick, of course, by Foster with the wind at his back, and Hamlin back on the return, and Hamlin to the 11. So that's where we'll start things off here. Lawrence, 1st and 10.
Well, to answer your first question, Mike, what can Cony do? That's a good start. Backing him up.
Pin him in. 1st and 10 at the 11.
Play smart. You can force the turnover. Obviously, that would be spectacular, but you absolutely cannot afford to get penalties defensively.
Michael Hamlin back to the huddle after getting the play call from Ken Lindloff. That'll be 1st and 10 for Lawrence at their own 11, leading 21-0. Hamlin comes out under center. Single setback, man going in motion, quick hitter to Martin. Martin breaks a tackle, look out! 25, his speed, 30, 40 to midfield, all the way down to the 34-yard line. He is wrapped up finally by Lance Terrio. Don't get a defensive penalty. They didn't get one, but they did not stop Gage Martin there, who busts one all the way down to the 34. Let's see. 39-16. That's a 55-yard run.
Then that was nearly an 89-yard run.
Boy.
Now he goes over the century mark very easily, obviously, with 105 yards total now.
He has got great speed. Not your prototype fullback, but man.
Well, it's like you said, he's got a low center of gravity because he's so stout, but he's so fast. It just makes him almost impossible to tackle.
All right, Maddox Santone spells him in the backfield. Maddox gets the give. His first carry's got that football wrapped up with both hands, and Santone to the 30, stopped there by Landon Foster, a gain of 4.
And that's like I said, now with a lead, Lawrence feels comfortable opening up the stables of their running backs, which is a problem for Cony because it just means more fresh legs.
2nd down and 6 from the 30-yard line. Lunt wide to the right. I don't think Lawrence has completed a pass, have they not?
No, Hamlin was 0 for 3 in the first half.
Inside handoff, Wilson. Wilson's got a touchdown run, stuffed at the 29-yard line. Might have gotten a little bit deeper than that. Leading the charge, Jackson Vayu, also in on the stop for Cony. Aiden Jones.
Hey, maybe.
Yeah.
I think they're going to give Wilson 1, basically.
All right, so 3rd and almost 5 from the 29-yard line. Colton Carter, wing left. Santone is the fullback. Wilson is wing right. Back to throw. Hamlin looks, there's nobody open. Sees some open space outside, but then it closed down big time. Good job downfield by the Cony defense and by their defensive line, too.
Yeah, that was a great job. I was trying to watch downfield as you were calling that one out, and they did a nice job sticking on their defensive assignments. Hamlin, the problem rolling out left, Mike, nobody was over there. All their routes went to the right side of the field.
So a loss of a couple back on the play, so it is 4th and 7. So Cony trying to make a play, get the ball back after Martin ripped off the big run, the 55-yarder. This would be a huge stop for the Cony Rams. Lunt is wide to the right, Hamlin in the gun. Running backs to either side. Hamlin's going to chuck it, now he's going to run it, and he is stopped, and Cony's going to take it over. In on the stop there for the Cony Rams, it was Jeff Bickford, and the Cony defense does what it had to do.
Yeah, I think Hamlin basically just got back the 2 yards he lost there, but it was nowhere close. That was a nice job by the Cony defense to give up the big play, but more importantly, get a stop. No points for Lawrence.
Cony 1st and 10 at the 30. Tons of time. 9:20 left in the third quarter, down 21-0. Big stop there. Morin with the wind at his back now. Pumps, pulls it back. Right side, flips it. It's incomplete. Excellent job by the secondary of the Lawrence Bulldogs. Their pass intended for Ethan Demmons. And it's 2nd down and 10.
Credit to Lawrence. Surgeon at half had 3 catches for 31 yards, but feels like even with the interceptions, a lot of the attempts have not been to Surgeon, which I'm a guess, Mike, is mostly because Lawrence has blanked him.
Yep. He is wide to the left side. He is being covered out on the left side by Cole Curian. Very soft. And almost a fumble there on the handoff, and then going down is St. Ange at the 30. Boy, Morin just got it in his belly. And he might have gotten a yard, so it'll be 3rd and long. The wind, you can hear it in my headset, in my microphone, blowing at me or down the field, if you will, from right to left. So at the back of Morin, which can be a blessing and a curse, because balls can sail when you're with the wind. You've got to throw it just right. 2-2 for Parker Morin. Back to throw. Looking, flush from the pocket. He throws downfield. It's caught. A first down at the 40. And that is Ethan Demmons to the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. And a first down. Big first down there for the Cony offense.
Yeah, it was a really nice pass there. Demmons, I was a little bit worried because he backtracked a little bit. Looked like he was going to give up the first down, but ultimately does a nice job of sticking his nose in there and getting it.
Parker Surgeon wide to the left. Got twins to the right. St. Ange in the backfield to the right of Parker Morin in the gun. 1st and 10. Morin chucks it left side. There is Surgeon in open field. 50. Down the sidelines goes Surgeon, flashing that speed. And Surgeon is out of bounds at the 36-yard line, of first down. He is dangerous.
And that's something I think Cony just has to take advantage of. I know they're a big play offense, but I think you got to get Sargent the ball in space.
1st and 10, Cony at the Lawrence, 36 trailing by a score of 21-0. That was a gust of wind.
Give Sargent 21 on that one.
The coffee is a lost cause.
No!
I have lost the coffee. 1st and 10 from the 36. Mora back to throw. Looks, now pulls it back. Now being flushed from the pocket. Throws. It's low. Incomplete. Incomplete. Intended down the left side for Jackson Veyu. And flush from the pocket. Morin underthrowing his man. And so it'll be 2nd and 10.
For Lawrence, nice job now of not giving Cony a ton of pressure. It'd be one thing to play great coverage, but they're making Lauren have to speed up and make those decisions.
2nd and 10. Wide to the right side for the Rams. Lance Terrio. Surgeon is wide to the left. St. Ange, the running back. On 2nd and 10. Handoff to St. Ange. Has an open space there, and then it closed down big time. He's to the 34, maybe the 33. Braden Littlefield on the tackle. St. Ange took a pop. A little slow back to the huddle.
Yeah, he the last few weeks, his yards earned has not been easy.
Give him 3, 2nd and 7. Terrio wide to the right, Sargent wide to the left. Emmons in the slot. Morin to throw it. Fakes a pitch. Fires right side. Downfield for Terrio. Turns, and he made the catch inside the 5. Back shoulder throw by Morin. The coverage was there, but the defender not able to turn and see, and Terrio brings it in at the 2.
Yeah,
and it'll be 1st and goal.
How about that catch? Show it to you again there from the, the 33, but the adjustment there, that's a touch pass in this wind.
Beautiful.
Wow.
1st and goal at the 2, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. St. Ange, the running back. Morin's going to keep it himself up the middle, and he is in. Touchdown, Cony. The Rams get a huge score. And it's a 2-yard run by Morin. It's 21-6.
And just cracking that goose egg. And again on that touch pass, that's going to be such a confidence builder for this Cony team.
Comes at the 4:47 mark. So Morin, a 2-yard run, caps off a 70-yard drive. Legatron for the conversion. Landon Foster, and not a great snap, and he just got it inside that left upright. 7:13 to go in the 3rd quarter, and Cony has closed the gap. It's 21-7, Lawrence.
Credit to Morin, the adjustment there, right? None of those balls felt like they were in harm's way. That touch pass to Terrio in this wind, wow.
Kid did a great job there, and a nice turn by Terrio. And Cony, some momentum and back in the game, 21-7. The winner of this one will play the Class B South champs, Kennebunk and Massabesic going at it right now. Let me see if I can find any kind of partial score on that ball game. And I have, and it is Kennebunk 22, Massabesic 10 in the 3rd quarter. So number 1 Kennebunk ahead of number 2 Massabesic.
Could be Kennebunk then. They're comfortably in the lead.
They are. All right, Foster ready to kick off, except the ball. Pen just blew away. Hang on. The ball blew off the tee. My pen blew away at the same time. I don't know. There's some symmetry there for sure. All right, Foster ready to kick. High drive. It is Roy at the 7. Right side 15, 25. There's a lane up to the 30, and Preston Roy pounds up to the 37. Wow, there was a gaping hole there, and Roy able to return it. They spot him down at the 37.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to get to that sideline and be sprung free there. Cony, a nice job on the recovery to close that down and just give up pretty good field position as opposed to excellent or even a score.
So 1st and 10, Lawrence. After giving up a touchdown for the first time today from their own 37-yard line. Littlefield going in motion in the gun. Hamlin is going to run it all the way himself. Looking for a hole, except there isn't one. He does find one eventually. It took a while to open up, and he scoots up to the 40. Give him credit for finding a way to get through there for 3.
Yeah, there was some real patience there. I thought Flynn was eventually going to track him down from behind, but he was able to kind of turn upfield and stick his nose in it, so to speak.
Running clock, 6:40 to go in the third, 21-7. Michael Hamlin over to Ken Lindloff on the sideline, the Lawrence offensive coordinator. Coach Lindloff wearing, I think, Carhartts, probably lined with long johns.
Smart man.
Second down and about 7. Littlefield in the game as a blocker. The turn, the handoff, I believe that's Carter. Carter smashes up to the 45. It is Colton Carter. And Colton Carter near the marker, going to be a little bit short. It'll be third and about a yard.
And that's a nice job there breaking through that line of scrimmage, and then even after some initial contact, doing a nice job of falling forward there to make it third and short.
Third down, less than 1. Lunt checks out of the game, coming into block for Lawrence Lucas Proctor. As a tight end. Carter wing left, Hamlin under center. Now Carter goes in motion, handoff, here he is, Martin! Martin breaks loose, 40, 35, Martin with that speed, flashing again. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line. Man, he is a touchdown waiting to happen.
Yeah, just gets through that and just bursts through the line, like you said.
Quick hitter personified. I mean, he is by the defensive line and the linebackers in the blink of an eye. Hamlin first and 10 from the 27. Whoops, the ball's out! And Cony, do they have it or not? Wow, B.L. Lippert can't believe that call. You'll have to look at it on the replay and see what you can see, AJ, because I didn't see anything as far as a scramble for it after it came out.
I don't know how they call Lawrence ball. Cony came out of the pile with it.
Wow, B.L. Lippert is just livid. Just livid. Just absolutely livid. So Lawrence gives up a down. Hamlin rolling left. He's going to run this thing all the way. Hamlin outside, flag down, thrown near the line of scrimmage, probably coming back. So that fumble may be something that is debated for a while, with our replay seemingly showing Cony coming out of the pile.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take another look at it here while we get the penalty call.
All right, clock stops here with 4:26 to go in the third quarter. Referee Jeff Mertzel. It is holding on Lawrence.
I mean, the only thing I think I could argue, Mike, is it looked like Lawrence had a guard pole, and the guard fell down. And the only thing I think, because there was a ref standing there, is maybe his argument is the guard fell on top of it and was down with possession, and then Cony wrestled it away.
You know, without seeing it, that was my impression. So it's certainly something people will be going to the vault at centralmainsports.com to look at, that's for sure, among other things. So with the holding call, second down and 20. Looks like 20-ish. Yeah. Hamlin going to keep it on the ground. The give, right side, looks like Gavin Wilson. Nope, it's Colton Carter. Colton Carter, 32 rather than 34. And Carter to the 32-yard line. Landon Foster on the stop. The former golfer turned football player. That's one of the greatest stories of the year. Landon Foster started the fall sports season on the Cony golf team. Ends up being on the football team as a great place kicker and now a starter defensively. You got to love it.
Yes.
Third down and 16. Pitch to Carter. Carter with a blocker in front. Gets to the corner. Turns and gets downfield to the 22. And it'll set up another fourth down.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That was, yes, because of the not fumble.
Right. That cost him a down. So you're looking at third and about 6.
Fourth.
Fourth. Beg your pardon. 4th and about 6. So let's see what Ken Lindloff has in his bag of tricks for a 4th and about 6. Line of scrimmage is the 32, and Lawrence wants timeout. They do. So we have a timeout on the field with 2:54 left in the third quarter. Lawrence leading here 21-7, and a very large 4th and 6 play about to happen.
Yeah, I think the timeout makes a ton of sense, as you obviously at this point where you're at on the field, you're 100% going for it. Every high school coach would. But I think it's interesting from the standpoint of you get another failed 4th down here. Cony went down and scored, and even though you've had them sit on the sideline for a minute, they finally found some offensive momentum, and you give them a chance to cut it to a 1-score game in stopping you in back-to-back fashions.
So 4th and 6. Lawrence offense, as you can see, huddling around Ken Lindloff. Cony defense ready to roll, looking for another stop.
It is worth noting, too, Mike, that Lawrence would be throwing into the wind here, too.
Indeed. Michael Hamlin comes out under center, wing right Wilson. Martin and Carter in the backfield, 4th and 6. Play fake. Hamlin looking to throw it downfield. It's underthrown, and it is incomplete. He was going for, I believe, Lucas Proctor, but that ball hit that wind and just dove.
Hey, he's lucky. I mean, it wouldn't, obviously, for Cony, wouldn't matter because I don't think you're getting a return out of that with the way it kind of just.
And you would have been better off to knock it down and not pick it off.
Nose dove, but I mean, like you said, you watch the replay, and that thing just submarines in a hurry.
So another stop for the Cony defense. And the Rams have it 1st and 10 at their own 22. On downs. They got the wind at their back. Parker Morin 2 and 2. Morin has 3 picks in this game. Back to throw. Right side, it's tipped. That was almost picked off. It was tipped. It went right into the hands of Lunt, who's already got 1 today. But it's pinballed off his shoulder pads, incomplete.
Yeah, short pass there, but I think that extra mustard just makes it harder to track down. And like you said, not only did Lunt have a chance at it, then it kind of just popped up into the air to a certain extent.
Cony lucky that it took its bounce downward rather than upward.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10, 2 and 2 for Parker Morin. St. Ange, the running back to throw, the sophomore quarterback. Looks, fires right side, incomplete. Intended for Demmons out there on the right sidelines. Lunt in coverage. And it is 3rd down, 3rd and 10.
Potentially a chance here for Lawrence to get a huge break, Mike, because, I mean, at this spot in the field, I don't think Cony's going for it here in the game. So you can get it back after another failed 4th.
I think if we were in the 4th quarter, they might even consider it, but not here.
Yeah.
You are in this game.
Yes.
You cannot take that kind of chance. I know B.L. Lippert is a riverboat gambler sometimes, but not here. But we got to get there first on 3rd down. Back to throw after a play-action fake. It is up in the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for Veyu. Hit him right in the hands. A perfectly thrown ball by Parker Morin at the 36-yard line, and a drop, and they are going to have to punt.
Yeah, Veyu actually does a nice job snagging this up high, and then as he comes to land and tries to gather into his body, just on the transfer, loses it.
All right, Morin's going to punt. Lunt back to return. Remember, last time he fair caught it or tried to and muffed it. He got back on his fumble, though. Snap to Morin, got it away, end over end, and Lunt just lets it go. Good punt with the wind, and it's inside the 25 and out at about the 23-yard line.
That punt with the wind at his back, nice job there. Gets it over Lunt's head, and you give your defense field position to work with.
So on the punt, Cony will give it over to Lawrence. 1st and 10 from the Bulldogs' 23-yard line. Lawrence up 21-7, all of their points in the first half. They've certainly moved the ball here in the second half, but the Cony defense has risen up and made plays and forced them to turn it over on downs. 1st and 10. 2:27 left in the third quarter. Handoff to Martin, and that's been there all day. Foster grabs him by the legs and holds on for dear life, but Martin breaks it to the 32. Anderson St. Ange also in on the stop. A solid gain of 8 on first down. It'll be 2nd and 2 with 2 minutes to go in the third. Wide to the right side is Luntz. Lawrence has run it all day. Handoff to Carter, got hit and stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go on the stop there for the Cony Rams. Waleed Jamo, also Kidd in on the stop. Josh Kidd, their senior captain, and actually might have lost a couple of inches on the play, so 3rd and 1. This is a big play.
Yet again,
Yep.
Cony ran blitz on that one and was able to catch him and keep Carter from even just falling forward.
Hamlin under center, 3rd and 1. Turn, handoff Carter. Carter got the first down. Carter rides the wave up to the 37-yard line. That'll move the sticks. Again on the stop, Jamo. And also Veyu in there as well. And a first down for Lawrence with a minute 12 remaining in the quarter.
Yeah, the big thing, I don't know if you were able to see that. Those watching our stream, I think, could see it. Cony really ripping at that ball, trying to get Carter to put one back on the turf again.
Got to do it. Lunt wide to the left. Cony's got 8 men up on the line of scrimmage, and it pays off as Lawrence runs it off left tackle. It is Martin on the carry to the 39.
Yeah, that run blitz did a nice job there because Carter got the block, but it also pushed Carter back into Martin and slowed down his momentum, and obviously we've seen his speed.
So 2nd and 8 from the 39-yard line. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. 21-7 Lawrence. Wilson wing right, that is. Carter wing left. Martin in the backfield. The pitch to Carter. Carter around the corner. There he goes up the sidelines. Midfield has a first down. Colton Carter is into Cony territory, and he is spotted down at the 47-yard line.
Nice job there. Lawrence pound in the middle. Cony's see another run blitz there, so they run away from the blitz on the pitch out.
And that'll run the clock out for the third quarter. 12 minutes of football left in regulation. The score at the end of 3 in the Class B North Football Championship game. The Lawrence Bulldogs 21, the Cony Rams 7. You're watching and listening to high school playoff football on The Score.
Looking to begin or further your career in manufacturing and don't know where to start? Midstate Machine is in need of CNC machinists at our Winslow facility, where we manufacture components for some of the most exciting industries: aerospace, defense, power generation. I'm Jeremy Stanford, manufacturing manager, and I personally want to invite you to come learn about the great pay and benefits Midstate Machine has to offer. To apply, visit midstateusa.com. That's midstateusa.com, an equal opportunity employer. Come grow with us.
Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Over 40 academic degrees and programs recognized as some of the best in the United States. Nursing, criminal justice, forensics, psychology, IT, education, culinary arts, and so much more. Offering one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Plus, a top-seeded national champion producing athletics department. Central Maine Community College in Auburn.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, and our Score crew back here at Winthrop. The handoff inside. This is Gavin Wilson, and he gets hogtied, but not before he gets about 5 yards. Glad to have you back here at Charlie's Field. We are at Maxwell Complex here in Winthrop for our live coverage of the Class B North Football Championship game. Solid 6 yards there on first down for Wilson. 2nd down and 4. The winner plays the Kennebunk-Massabesic winner. Kennebunk leading that game late in the third quarter, 28-17. 2nd and 4 as the shadows begin to creep in. Handoff to Carter. Slip! The ball's out! And Cony has got it. Or was that Wilson? He slipped, and when he did, the ball came out, and Cony recovers it at the 46-yard line. Huge turnover.
Yeah, that's Wilson. Just lost his foot there as he tried to stick his foot in the ground and go upfield.
Huge play. Fumbled by Wilson. So 1st and 10 from the 46. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Morin throwing into the wind. That's a factor. St. Ange, the running back, back to throw. The sophomore pitches out to the left side, caught by Sargent. Look out, he broke a tackle and missed a man. All he needs is a flash. Do we have a flag down over there or not? Cony wanted, I think, a flag.
I don't think they got one. That was, I think. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that not being a
good
flag.
no call?
Yeah, I can. Watching the replay, I think that was close enough.
And a timeout called here by John Suddy. Probably a good timeout. Seems like Lawrence is on their heels a little bit. So a timeout called with 11:09 to go in the fourth quarter. And Lawrence with a 21-7 lead. Turnovers have certainly been a key part of this game. Lawrence taking advantage of turnovers, and on the other side of things, their turnovers have not allowed them to put this game away, which I feel like they probably feel like they should have done by now.
Yeah, you would think, right, with this juggernaut of a running game, if you are already, Lawrence is so efficient running the ball that you're already going to be behind the 8 ball to a certain extent because they're going to score, they're going to burn clock. But then you add turnovers and you think, okay, now possessions are super limited, they're going to run even more clock. But then, like you said, here in the second half, kind of with the Meso game, Cony's defense was so great. Even though they had 6 first-half turnovers, they were tied, and then Meso's turnovers in the second felt like that's what the difference in the game was.
All right, 1st and 10 from the 42 of Lawrence for Cony. Morin to throw it. Back to throw. Has time. Fires, and it's behind his man in the middle of the field. That was Demmons. So Ethan Demmons not able to get that. Ball was thrown behind him. No way he's going to catch that. So it is 2nd and 10. Clock stops. 11:04 left in the fourth quarter. 2-2. For Parker Morin. St. Ange, the running back. He gets the give. St. Ange able to get inside the 40 to the 38. And on the tackle there for Lawrence is Gavin Wilson.
Actually, that's Littlefield, Mike. 14.
All right, Braden Littlefield. I saw 4. It was 14.
Yeah, but
he's got to come out for some reason.
He was slow to get up and kind of trying to, as you see here, trying to shake the cobwebs to a certain extent.
Perhaps Jeff Mertzel wants him to be looked at by the trainer for a potential head injury, but it looks like Littlefield is fine.
Yeah, and that's hopefully it's a short absence, but for Lawrence, he's a straw that stirs the drink in a lot of ways on defense. You call his name specifically when Lawrence on defense a lot.
He does a lot of things. 3rd and 7 from the 38-yard line of Lawrence for the Cony offense. Parker Morin brings him out, 2 to the left and 2 to the right. Morin back to throw. Standing, looking, firing, picked up by Preston Roy! The 4th interception of the game thrown by Morin. And Preston Roy with the pick. And Lawrence is back with the football.
That's completely on Morin. He had He had St. Ange open on the sideline at the sticks. You'll see the replay here. St. Ange runs out. He's open. That would have been close. And then just does not see Roy just sitting there. 100% on Morin.
So a pick by Preston Roy, and Lawrence with the ball at their 38-yard line with 10:25 left in the fourth quarter. 4th interception by the Bulldogs defense in the first half. 1st and 10 for Michael Hamlin and company. Hamlin, quick hitter, there it is! Look at him go! Martin over midfield, down to the 48-yard line.
That very much felt like, for Cony, that was the chance. There's plenty of time left. I'm not saying the game is over by any stretch, but it felt like they had Lawrence on their heels a little bit, and then you throw one right at Preston Roy.
I mentioned it when Lawrence took the timeout that they were a little bit on their heels. Yep. And a couple of plays later, they make a play. Preston Roy with a pick, 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. Lawrence working on the Cony side of things. Pitch to Carter. Carter off one potential hit, and Colton Carter inside the 45 and down to the 42. Give him 6. And the clock now not an ally of the Cony Rams. 9:45, but the way this Lawrence offense can matriculate the ball down the field by running and chewing up clock is a huge factor.
Gage Martin and Colton Carter have a combined 345 yards.
Is that good?
I think that's pretty solid.
Second
that's
down and 4.
Mad Nest stats, I think.
And I think we're at the point now where Michael Hammond's got to start looking at that back judge and taking some time off the clock, and it's always helpful when Gage Martin springs ahead for a lot more down inside the 35 to the 34. You want to start milking this thing for as much as you can. Lawrence with huge chunk plays, 1st and 10 from the 34 as the shadows creep on that side of the field. Hamlin with a late word with Wilson. 1st and 10. Hand off to Carter. Carter sweep right. Carter 30. Carter 25 to the 50 to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown Lawrence! Colton Carter goes 32 for the score. And Lawrence has opened up their lead to 27-7.
Yeah, I think you saw maybe a little bit of a dejected Cony defense, don't you think, Mike, on that?
Yep.
After giving up after Morin throws a 4th interception, and they just kind of got pushed around there. Actually, that whole drive
comes at the 3:12 mark of the 4th quarter. Carter with his 3rd score of the game. And Aaron Craig for the conversion. Snap good. And he pulled it left. That is no good. Craig is wide left, but Lawrence has opened it up to a 3-score game. 8:48 left in the 4th quarter. The Bulldogs 27 and Cony 7.
And that rush right there, 35-yard touchdown rush, 24 rushes, 223 yards, 3 touchdowns for Colton Carter.
Lawrence's power running game, which features, by the way, a lot of speed,
yes,
is incredible. And this team, since its first game of the year that somehow they lost to Bangor, I'd love to have them have that game back again, has won 7 of 8 and is within 8:48 of making it 8 out of 9.
Yeah, and to complimentary rushing attack, to your point about the lot of speed, Gage Martin has 164 yards on just 14 rushes.
Chunks, big chunks.
Chunk plays.
Carter will kick it off. Sergeant, Flynn, and Demmons back to return. It'll be Flynn at the 14. He's going to lateral over to Sergeant, and Sergeant is up and out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So a little trickery there, but not really effective.
Looking for the Music City Miracle.
Yes. You took the words right out of my mouth.
My dad in a work pool had that was against the Bills, wasn't it?
Yes, Titans and Bills.
Yeah, my dad had in a work pool had the Bills as one of 2 teams he could have to make it to the Super Bowl, and I liked the Tennessee Titans at that point in time, and I cheered as his tickets were just getting shredded in front of him because of that play.
That was something else, that's for sure. 1st and 10. Back to throw Morin, shoots it left side. It's off the shoulder pads there, but a catch made by Cooper Clark. A shorty. A gain of about 4, 2nd and 6. All I can think of when I think back to that game, which I, of course, was watching, was the words of the late, great Jack Buck once, Joe Buck's dad, who said, "I can't believe what I just saw," when Kirk Gibson hit the home run in '88 against the A's. I can't believe what I just saw. That's what I felt there. Quads to the right. They flood the right side. Morin over the middle, throws. It's incomplete. Huge hit by Gavin Luntz, who knocked that ball away from Ethan Demmons. Luntz had a game.
Demmons has really struggled in the second half. In the first half, he only had 18 yards on 4 catches, but obviously they were targeting him. 1 catch, 13 yards here in the second.
He's been neutralized today, as has Sergeant for the most part. Hasn't really been able to find the open space. 3rd and 6, 8:28 left, 4th quarter. It is 27-7. Morin quads right. They're going to go out there. They flip it out right side, caught by Terrio. Terrio gets to the corner and is out of bounds, has a first down. at the 46-yard line. So give Cony a first. First down, Cony at the 46. Next week, we will have live coverage Saturday for Fitzpatrick Stadium in Portland of the Class A and B championship games. The winner of this one, obviously, against Kennebunk, Massabesic in the second game at 2:30. The first game, Class A, is at 11, both radio only on the score. Morin behind his receiver. That was intended for Vayu. It's incomplete. So next week, 11 and 2, the A game at 11, the B game at 2:30. Live coverage here on the radio, Sports Radio 1160 WSKW The Score. We'll stream it live, of course, at 1160thescore.com and centralmainsports.com, and also on the Score app for you as well.
Worth noting, too, on top of that, Mike, we absolutely will have the entirety of the radio broadcast of UMaine hockey at Boston University, which should be, I believe, a top 10, top 12 matchup.
Yeah,
and we will see if we can. We're going to try and squeeze in. Might get it in progress. They play again, of course, Saturday.
All right, 2nd and 10. Morin rolling left. Roy all over him. He throws it. It's caught. First down catch by Surgeon at the 41-yard line. Nice throw by Morin, who got blasted after he threw it. And he is dazed and confused. And Parker Morin trying to shake it off. He got blasted. It was a clean hit by Roy just as he let the ball go, and he is out of the game.
Yeah, he looked like he not only out of the game, Mike, he struggled to walk to the sideline.
You got a replay of that, AJ?
Yeah, let me show you. I don't know if we got the hit. See where the camera tracking. He's in pain on the sideline.
His helmet off. He's sitting down, and obviously that is a major, major development. So he is out of the game. And Cony with Davin Flynn playing quarterback, sort of the wildcat, if you will, and Flynn, after the direct snap, runs it left side. So this neutralizes the Cony passing game completely.
100%. Yeah, absolutely 100%. And I wonder, Mike, too, as much as that was a shot for sure. I wonder.
Did we have it? Did you see it?
You don't see him hit the ground. You see him get hit, but you don't see the follow through as we've tracked the ball.
Yeah, and not seeing the hit myself because I was following the ball. 2nd and 5. Flynn again from the Wildcat, going to run it left side, gets strung out, does get through for the first down around the 30-yard line. Without seeing the hit, all I can think of was that perhaps after he got hit by Roy, head got driven into the ground, perhaps?
Yeah, the way he was holding the back of his head as he took his helmet off. Sean got us a shot of that. I think that was the case.
Yeah, they're doing a concussion test right now. If you can get a shot of him after this play. Flynn from the Wildcat, from the shotgun. They run a jet sweep, and running to the right, nowhere to go, is Cooper Clark, and the ball's out. The ball's out. Is it a fumble or not? It's not a fumble. The referee, Jeff Mertzel, right on it, says it was not a fumble. So Cony retains it. They're doing a concussion test on.
Ooh, Clark got the worst of that too. I got to be honest, Mike. I think that might have been a fumble.
So we've had some interesting fumble, non-fumble calls today. 2nd down and 12. As they continue to work on more. And Flynn running kind of a wildcat offense. Tries to run to the left. He bounces to the outside. Martin was all over that, and the rest of the Lawrence defense is all over it too. At the 36-yard line, the Cams were in on it, led by Cam Stewart, 68.
Yeah, I think no surprise there. Lawrence is pretty stout in the run, and then after a few times of Flynn running that, of course, they're gonna know what to look for. I was going to say, Mike, real quick before we get this play, not only obviously Morin going through the concussion test, I think you saw a little bit just the expression of his struggles today, just kind of letting it all out in that moment as he came to the sideline.
6:20 remaining in the fourth quarter, 27-7. Flynn throws it, left side, floats up there. Surgeon broke a tackle and I'm looking at the wrong stick, sets up what will be a fourth.
About 10, right?
Almost 10. It's 9, 4th and 9 at the 29-yard line. So Flynn throwing it for the first time today. Meanwhile, Morin is on a knee, and I would be surprised if we see him again. That's a terrible development for Cony. Very unfortunate for the young quarterback. Flynn's going to chuck it. Fires it left side. It's complete. So Davin Flynn can throw the ball. And a first down catch. That was Parker Sargent.
Yeah, Sargent needed 10, and I think got about 13.
So Cony in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 18. They will come out trips right. Twins to the left. Davin Flynn all by his lonesome in the backfield. He's going to run the ball. And to the 15 and stuff there. So Davin Flynn on the keeper. A gain of 3. We're down to 5.5 to go. Cony going without a huddle. Flynn 2nd and 7. Pumps. Looks. Throws up for grabs. It is tipped and it's incomplete. That ball seemingly was up in the air forever. Suspended animation. And it'll be 3rd and 7 at the 15-yard line. That stops the clock with 5:16 left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, both Sargent and Clark ran something short. Sargent had the wherewithal to start to get deep, and then Clark kind of did too, so you just kind of ran a lot of bodies onto the same spot.
4 right, 1 left. Flynn by himself. In the backfield, in the flat, caught, but it's immediately down because on his knees there was Lance Theriault. Better off to drop that one. Didn't lose much, if anything. So it's 4th down again. We've had a lot of 4th down plays in this game. 4th down and 7. Got a running clock. 4:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Cony sends 3 wide right, 2 wide to the left for Davin Flynn, their backup quarterback. Flynn rolling left. Now looking up the middle. Steps up, gets popped. And Lawrence will turn it over on downs. The Bulldogs will take over on downs.
Yeah, Lawrence has been pretty stout at the point of attack. I think no surprise there. You're absolutely going to have to fling that one.
Well, inexperience at quarterback there when you're a running back at heart.
Yeah, I mean, 100%.
34-17, Kennebunk over Massabesic now late in that one. So it looks like Kennebunk will represent the South. And Lawrence on their way to representing the North here. 1st and 10 from their own 20 with a 27-7 lead. The turn, the handoff to the fullback.
Yeah, that was Martin, and he was swallowed up immediately. Like he got the ball and immediately had hands on the back of his jersey there.
So Martin, a loss of a yard, a rare loss running the ball today for Lawrence. It'll be 2nd and 11, but time running off the clock. Tick, tick, tick. 4:13 left in the fourth quarter. Second and 11. As this field nearly all in shadows now after starting out in bright sunshine. Man, it gets late early now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
To quote Yogi. All right, the turn, the handoff, Carter, round the right side, 25, Carter, first down at the 30, Carter still chugging along, and he is finally down at the 37-yard line. That's a 26-yard gain, and a first down for Lawrence. First and 10 for the Bulldogs. Officially at their own 38. They lead at 27-7. Looking to play next Saturday afternoon in Portland at 2:30 for a gold ball. Hamlin, handoff to Martin. Martin over the 45 to the 46. Anderson St. Ange made the tackle.
St. Ange going to come off the field, too. Very gingerly.
Yeah. So their starting quarterback hurt, and now their starting running back, Anderson St. Ange, banged up.
Who is not the season starting depth chart starting running back.
Right. I mean, he's been truly the next man up mentality. He has personified it this year. He has been a great addition to this Cony team, which is going to be good for a long time because Morin is a sophomore and St. Ange is a sophomore, and I know B.L. Lippert likes Parker Morin as a quarterback as much as you possibly can.
I mean, we've seen the talent. It's just here late. I think some of these experienced teams have given him fits.
Hamlin on second down. Hand off, 2 hands around that ball. Look at Wilson just power his way to the 44-yard line. Speaking of Cony quarterbacks, I want to shout out to a former Cony quarterback, a Fitzpatrick Trophy winner, Ben Lucas, who's listening and watching us in Washington, D.C. today. The 2013 Fitzpatrick Trophy winner who works and lives in the D.C. area. Heard from Ben this morning that he was going to be listening to the game, and then hopefully he found out we were doing the game on video as well. So, Ben, wish you the best, despite what's happening to your alma mater here today. 1st and 10 to the 44, or at the 44. And Hamlin milking the clock. There's the 10-second signal. Fullback, Martin, to the 35, and it's almost like the will to live has been knocked out of Cony.
Yeah, I think so. I think he really, after that 4th interception and Carter had that big run, kind of felt like Cony's juice had kind of left in. Now you're starting to see the injuries deplete them even a little bit more.
1:45, and for Lawrence, it's just a matter of time for a trip to Portland next Saturday.
181 rushing yards for just Gage Martin.
AJ is going to get the abacus out after the game and count it all up as Hamlin milks it. 1st and 10 from the 32. Handoff again to Martin as he piles up the yardage. Letry on the stop for the Cony Rams, helped out there by Aiden Jones. A couple of more plays will salt it away.
Mike, are you surprised, especially Cony having some obviously start to go out, surprised they're still running the main running backs right now?
Somewhat. I don't think it's a big thing. As the Lawrence fans, encouraged by the Bulldogs bench, let it go. Now I think we are in take a knee category.
Yep.
Hamlin down to a knee. And the Lawrence Bulldogs are going to win Class B North.
Wow.
As the celebration begins near the bus of the Winthrop Ramblers at midfield. An impressive show of running the football today by the Lawrence Bulldogs as these two teams line up for the ceremonial post-game handshake. We are finally down to 3-2-1, and I can officially say the Lawrence Bulldogs are the Class B North football champions. The final score here today from Charlie's Field at Maxwell Complex in Winthrop, the Lawrence Bulldogs 27 and the Cony Rams 7. The post-game show is next on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, The Score.
Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Over 40 academic degrees and programs recognized as some of the best in the United States. Nursing, criminal justice, forensic, psychology, IT, education, culinary arts, and so much more. Offering one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Plus, a top-seeded national champion producing athletics department. Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Find your passion. Go to cmcc.edu.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. Maybe your existing system is failing or it's a new house lot. You need new installation. Call PJ Diggs. They can bring their site evaluator to design the right septic system. Headed to camp? Ditch the outhouse for a newly installed system. How about a septic system for your campsite? Imagine your own private campground. Already have a septic design? PJ Diggs can install it for you. Call 431-4299. That's 431-4299. At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. 131 Hinkley Road, Canaan.
Mike Violet and AJ Knight, along with our score crew, Sean Packard on our game camera today, and Galen Neal on the field getting still shots and some game-level video. We're back here live at Charlie's Field at Maxwell Complex here in Winthrop, where the Lawrence Bulldogs have just won the Class B North Football Championship. Today's game has been brought to you by the Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dock fees, where cars and trucks always cost you less. Online at cmautogroup.com. As the Lawrence captains, there's the plaque held up by Cam Dostey, emblematic of the Class B North Football Championship. An impressive display of rushing the football today by the Lawrence Bulldogs. And our game recap is brought to you by Midstate Machine. If you're looking for a career, check out the Machinist Development Program at midstateusa.com. Lawrence scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. They scored them in about 2.5 minutes. Colton Carter, a 7-yard run. That came at 4:16. Carter again, a 2-yard run at 6:45. So 2 minutes and 29 seconds between those touchdowns. It opened up a 14-0 lead and really set the tone, along with 2 interceptions thrown by Parker Morin in the first quarter. 14-0 in favor of Lawrence at the end of one. Bulldogs scored in the second quarter, capping off an 83-yard touchdown drive as they took over at their own a 73-yard touchdown drive. They took over on downs at their own 27-yard line. That would make it a 73-yard touchdown drive. It was Gavin Wilson, a 16-yard run. Craig with a conversion, 21-0 at the half in favor of the Lawrence Bulldogs. Finally, Cony able to get on the board 4:47 into the third quarter on a 2-yard touchdown run by Parker Morin. That capped off a 70-yard drive by the Cony Rams, and it was 21-7 there going into the fourth quarter. But Lawrence's power football able to even overcome a fumble in the fourth quarter by Wilson, but they got a pick from Preston Roy in the fourth quarter as well. And the Lawrence Bulldogs scored the only touchdown of the fourth. That was on a 35-yard run by Colton Carter. Craig was wide left on the extra point, but by that time, we had a domination situation, and the Lawrence Bulldogs finish up with a 27-7 win, and they finish up having ripped off 8 wins in 9 games here, winning the Class B North Football Championship today.
Yeah, and they did it, I think, in a way that was surprised no one, right? You knew that they were going to run the ball. In fact, Mike, off the top of your head, and this might be tough, Michael Hamlin, by my count, threw attempted 4 passes, quote-unquote. He did not complete one, and they, of course, won the region and will be taking a trip to state. Is that off? I mean, when is the last time that could have possibly happened?
The Lawrence Bulldogs set the forward pass back about 5 generations today, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter because they're such a great running football team, but the fact that they did not complete a pass today doesn't matter. Now, Michael Hamlin is, I think, a really good thrower. He doesn't have to throw much because they have this great running attack. So if you read the game story on this and see that he was 0 for the day as far as passing is concerned, it's a complete non-factor because of the conditions and because of the way that Lawrence's offensive line opened up gaping holes, allowing huge chunk runs all day long.
Yeah, and I mean, just to put that into further display, even less so than the passing attack, Santone, Hamlin, and whoever recovered the fumble, one of the offensive linemen, they combined for 7 carries for 7 yards. Wilson had 64 yards on 10 rushes. He had a touchdown and a fumble lost. Gage Martin had 184 yards on 18 rushes, and Colton Carter had 242 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a fumble loss on 25 rushing attempts.
How many total rushing attempts for Lawrence?
For the team, 25, 43, 53, 4, 8, 59.
Wow.
59 for approximately, what is that? 326, no, 426, 80, 90, about 97, I think, 597 yards.
So,
or 497, excuse me.
So, twice this year, Lawrence has been able to run up 500 yards of rushing offense against the Cony Rams. I think that is dominant. And
100%. Again, didn't complete a pass.
It shows just how incredibly good this rushing attack is. And next week's game with the Kennebunk Rams is going to be a beaut, that's for sure. It will be at 2:30 in the after 2:30, like it's going to be 2:30 in the morning. 2:30 on Saturday afternoon after the first game. And let me see if I can grab the results in Class A.
While you look at that, I'll tell you that Parker Morin, who did not finish the game, unfortunately, due to injury, finished 15 of 31 for, what was the other pass that wasn't his? I think it was this one. 15 of 31, 4 interceptions, and 111, 151, 155 yards.
Yeah, and unfortunately knocked out of the game about midway through the fourth quarter on a hit by Preston Roy and never returned. All right, as far as Class A is concerned, in the Class A North Championship game, Portland and Oxford Hills are tied at 22. Late in the game, number 1 Portland, number 2 Oxford Hills. Portland, undefeated, of course, played in the Class B championship game last year. And in Class A South, it's Thornton Academy over Bonnie Eagle in a close one now in the fourth quarter, 21-13. So in Class A, 2 great regional championship games going on right now. In Class B, the final, it was Kennebunk over Massabesic, 36-17. So Kennebunk and Lawrence will play for the Class B championship Saturday afternoon at 2:30 at Fitzpatrick Stadium in Portland. So the Lawrence Bulldogs run the football like crazy and win this one today and move on. They have won 8 of 9 down the stretch, and they will play Kennebunk for the Class B championship. So that puts a wrap on it for us here today. As far as our video production is concerned, that's officially it for the fall.
Yes.
We're going all radio next week because of contractual obligations. The MPA has a contract with another broadcast outlet, so we can't do video. So radio only next week, 11 and 2:30 for the Class A and B football championships on AM 1160 WSKW The Score, over the air, of course, on the radio, also at 1160thescore.com and centralmainsports.com, our audio stream there, and also on the Score app. So for our crew here this afternoon, great work, gentlemen. It was Sean Packard on our game camera, Galen Neal down on the field getting some still shots and some video down there, and for AJ Knight, I'm Mike Violet saying so long from Charlie's Field here in Winthrop. Final score here today in the Class B North Football Championship game. The Lawrence Bulldogs 27 and the Cony Rams 7.
This high school sports presentation on the place for local sports, The Score, has been brought to you by Central Maine Community College, Central Maine Motors, Hammond Lumber Company, Midstate Machine, Whittemore & Sons, Somerset Stone and Stove, 201 Tire Battery and Service, BJ Diggs, Renewal by Anderson, Assistance Plus, Joseph's Market, the Harry J. Smith Company, Computer Improvements, Casella Waste, and by Dixon's Country Market. For all your local sports action, keep it right here on the place for local sports.